Going live, going live, going live, and it says we are live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Shout out to whatever it is your job description is. Payroll attendees, engineers, chefs in kitchens, secretaries in offices. Maratin. Wait there. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work. You know, some of mic never on. The microphone was not on. I'm in it, you know. I'm look down. I'm sit there. The microphone on now. You can't see it, and the mic wasn't on. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever your job description is, shout out to you. Shout out to the chefs in kitchens, secretaries in offices, security guards. Shout out to the crossing guards for the picnic them for go to school and the school bus drivers. Shout out to the garbage collectors, garbage truck drivers, garbage operators. Shout out to sanitation workers. Shout out to the woman them run a back road will sell something for a little bit and nothing. Or the one them with a high price. It doesn't matter. She's not killing anybody, and I'm not here to judge. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person, if that is actually your character type. If you want good for others as much as you want good for yourself, you're a good person. Shout out to you. And on days like this, we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby. Ha ha. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. I don't know why it's only 34 people here. And nobody is in the chat yet. And these kind of things, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna go on with the live same way. I will take this live as if the live is live, and who catch it, and who don't catch it, don't catch it. I guess people are expecting me to come on a little bit later because, you know, of lately I've been coming on like 9 o'clock and these kind of things, given what's happening in my life, you know, with wifey and fair thing and me having to drop the kids to school and whatnot. But today, Friday, she actually has this Friday off, and that give me some time to get here earlier and get started with the program earlier. I'm kind of spooked out about the comment section. Coming out, see nobody in the comment section. Nobody is here yet, which is kind of weird. Let's see something. Nobody know. Did they make sure it'll work? Okay, it is working. And it is for members only mode is on. All right. So none of the members them not up yet. So whoever is watching is not a member, but they are probably subscribers. Are probably not even subscribed. Anyhow, them just have to catch this late because I got a lot going on today, so I have to do the live early and then finish up early so I can take care of other things. So Florida newly proposed child labor law. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about Andrew Holness actually stood up for the Cuban Doctors program in Jamaica. Peter Anderson, first one in. I appreciate you. You let me know that the live is working this morning. I was kind of worried because I don't know if YouTube is doing some crazy stuff again, right? So it just means that those who are members are not up and ready yet. Probably didn't even get no notifications. That's why they're not here. But anyhow, they'll catch on sooner or later. So Jamaica rebuffs Rubio's push against the Cuban doctors. Andrew Holness stands up for the Cuban Doctors program in Jamaica. Well, I know I stay already, right? Some people get in their feelings and they're like, oh, yeah, PMP. But if me say something about PMP and them do something wrong and me say, oh, you are JLP, and I keep telling Jamaican people I am not partisan-minded. I am not loyal to any political party that comes out of Jamaica or that represents Jamaica or is in Jamaica. Rather, I am a Jamaican who is for Jamaicans and for Jamaica, right? So when we say good, we say good. When we say bad, we say bad. It doesn't matter who is doing the good or the bad, right? So here we are this morning. We're going to talk a little bit about that, give you the intricate details behind the scenes, because of course a lot of people want to know what took place after Secretary of State, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited Jamaica and had a conversation with our Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Andrew Holness. We want to know what happened there. So we get sellout, or, is he going to do their bid versus taking our health into great consideration, etc. Have that feel. Another dancehall giant gets his wings, his visa, so he can fly out again. We're going to talk about that one. If you are on a boat, okay, we have a question here that's going to start the morning off. Well, should have started the morning off, but I'll wait till people get here. Something I go on with the chat. Mother of slain teen dies days after his burial. This is a woman who lives in the United States of America. Her son was killed in Jamaica. She went home to bury her son, and before she could fly back to the U.S., they're now having to bury her too. That's a story we're going to look into. Another one says, woman fears that her stepdad is her son's father, and then she reveals a life of abuse and a life of being a jacket. Since for women them get a whole heap of jacket, this might resonate with them, and they might be able to, say, boy, I'm going to slow down on the jacket thing, or, I don't think it's something good to do, blah, blah, blah. But jacket not stop fling. And until the day comes where babies are tested, as soon as they're born, parental or paternal tests, then I think jacket will always be around. Jacket, for those of you who don't know, is somebody is looking at somebody else and say, you know what, I'm going to give him this baby, even though I know it's not his. I'm giving John the baby, even though I know it's Tom's baby. And she convinced John, say, because the baby look just like you, him have your mother's nose, him have your father's eyes, and these kind of things. So we're going to talk about that. And that should be it for us for this morning. Those are our topics. I can't even look in at the chat and say, somebody says something like, which one do you want to start out with or anything? Because there's only one person in here. So Peter Anderson would be the only person to ask which one we starting out with this morning. If Peter don't answer me in like 5-10 seconds, then I will just start out where I feel like starting out. It's weird. Weird without my chat section. But we're going to do the work anyway. And who is going to watch it will have to just watch it later. All right? I don't know what YouTube keeping up this morning. Anyhow, here we go. Peter is not answering, so I shall continue. Let's see. Let's leave this one for when people get here, because we're going to need people to answer that one. All right, let's go into our first story. So the first one we'll get out of the way is the state of Florida newly proposed child labor laws. And the newly proposed child labor laws are funny as ever. So you have to hear this. In Florida, the lawmakers have personal concerns about a push to loosen the child labor laws. Florida Housekeeper Daniel Perez says that he has personal concerns about a proposal that would loosen the state's child labor laws and allow many teenagers to work overnight jobs on school days without a meal break. I find this funny. I find it funny because they are deporting a lot of people who simply want to work, and they're willing to do all the overnight work and the warehouse work and the farm field work and all the work that most people really don't want to do. They're willing to do those works for menial pay, yet still they're deporting them and then they're revamping the child labor laws. So it looks like it's the children that they're trying to use to fill the gap where labor shortage will be. So this proposal, which is moving in the Florida Senate but has stalled in the Florida House, would remove the state's labor protection that keeps children as young as 14 and 15 years old from working late nights and early mornings. As it stands right now, children 14 and 15, them can get a little job, them can go, work at McDonald's and Burger King and all these other places, but you can't have them on working early morning hours, and you can't have them on working overnight or late night shifts because their age group is supposed to be in school, right? And they leave room for that. Now, if they are homeschooled or attend virtual school, doesn't matter. It would remove all the limitations. The new laws would remove all the limitations on how late and how much hours a 16, 17-year-old can work, and end those teenage workers' guarantee to a meal break. End their guarantee to a meal break. So not only do the new laws want children to be able to work overnight and early mornings, they also want them to be able to work without a meal break. This might sound like it sounds like a joke to me. It might sound like a joke to you, but I promise you, those of you who are watching, that this is absolutely really real, right? Personally, my greatest concern with that is having children work late hours or early morning hours on school days, said Perez, who is a Miami Republican, even though it is the Republican Party that is submitting this. I don't ever want to take that away from our young children, or really any children for that matter. Florida law currently says that teenagers who are 16 and 17 years old cannot work before 6:30 a.m. in the morning and cannot work after 11 p.m. at night on a school day, and they cannot work during school hours unless they are in a career education program. They're also limited to up to 30 hours a week max when school is in session. That means upon summertime break, they can work a bit more hours, but they still can't work before 6:30 in the morning, and they still can't work past 11 p.m. at night, unless their parents or school superintendent waivers that restriction. Now, homeschools or virtual school teenagers as young as 16 years old are currently exempt from those time regulations under a change that is approved by the legislature last year. That proposal would expand those exemptions to teenagers who are as young as 14 years old. Imagine your 14-year-old working overnight shift, full-time and overnight shift, going to school full-time during the day, working full-time during the night. I don't know if I would be up for that. Sharon Ingram, morning. Thank you for being here. So we have 2 people in the chat so far. I don't know what's going on with the chat, but we're going to keep on chatting, right? And whoever catch up when they catch up. I started a little bit early this morning because I have to go, but I couldn't go without doing the early morning thing. Why do we say we need to import foreigners? Even import them illegally, when you know that teenagers used to work these hours at these resorts. College students should be able to do this stuff. This is what DeSantis said last week. DeSantis is the governor of the state of Florida, and he has said, why do we need to import labor? School kids should be able to fill the void. Man, listen, why do we need to import foreigners, even import some of them illegally, when you know that teenagers used to work at these resorts? College students should be able to do this stuff. This is what he said last week during a panel discussion with President Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan. So I guess the plan now is to deport people and employ students, children for that matter. The governor said that the state's push to require large companies to screen workers through E-Verify, a federal database that confirms a worker's citizenship status, has had some employers very concerned about its impact on their business. But he said that the state would not stop in its effort to crack down on illegal immigration. So if you don't know it, there are huge fines to be had under Donald Trump administration if you are a person who owns a business and you hire people. If I own a restaurant, a Jamaican restaurant in the state of Florida, and I hire a lot of Jamaicans, right? Sometimes they cut corners, you know, somebody might just get a social from somebody and say, boom, go look at work or whatever. And you don't do too deep of a verifying. So you don't really know per se if all of the people you hire are illegal or out of status, etc. So they crack down on that with E-Verify, and they left the responsibility to the person who owns the business. Now, if I own my restaurant, it is my job to E-Verify every individual that I hire at my Jamaican restaurant to make sure that they are in proper status. They are citizens of the United States of America, or they are permanent resident with the ability to work legally. If I don't do that and they come to my business and they catch anybody working there that is not E-Verified, I have to pay a large sum of money. Based on that rule going into effect, when Trump took office, a lot of businesses in Florida now are short-staffed because people now come to work, or people aren't hiring as much as they would before due to the E-Verify thing. But the governor of Florida said it's affecting the businesses. The business owners are talking about it, but that's not going to stop them from cracking down on illegal immigration. Yes, we had people that left because of those rules, he said, but you've also been able to hire other people. And what's wrong with expecting our young people to be working part-time? What's wrong with that now? I mean, that's how it used to be when I was growing up, DeSantis said. Perez, who is an advocate against this, he declined to comment on the governor's remarks when they were asked by reporters Wednesday, saying he did not have the full context of his statement. However, I don't think that's what he is saying at all, Collins said, when asked if he thought a younger workforce could supplement the work of immigrants in the country illegally. Get them out of the country, lower the age number that children could go to work, and get some 14-year-olds in there so they can start working. That's a sticky situation. I don't know. Happy Friday, Rosalind Michael. Thank you for being here. Morning, Sharon Ingram. Thank you for being here as well. The chat was kind of scanty, and it still is. I guess it's because I went on early, too early for most who was expecting me to come on at a later time. However, we still have to finish the chat as is, and then whoever catch up later will catch up later, right? I can't even ask because we don't have a large audience participation of what you think about these new labor laws. I know that I started working at 14 years old. You know, I started working at 14. My first job, I've told my audience many of times, was at Winn-Dixie. I used to pack people's groceries and take the groceries out to their car and pack it into their car trunk. And back in those days, they used to give us tips. And I would make 50, 60, 70. Sometimes on the weekend, Saturday afternoon, I go to work. I would make over $100 for Friday evening, and then $100 for Saturday, and 100 and more for Saturday off tips. And I was 14 years old. My tips sometime was more than my paycheck. Because back then, they used to, the $3.75 to $4.25 was minimum wage pay when I was 14, right? So we were working at 14. Do we want the same thing for our children today, though? I don't know. I wouldn't want my 14-year-old working late evenings and overnight shift and opening store early morning hours and them kind of something there. I did it, don't mean I want my kids to do it. Even though many other people would say, you know what, that's a great way to teach the children some responsibility, because you going to work at 14 made you the kind of person that you are today. You understand economics. You understand how far a dollar can stretch. You understand the importance of a dollar. And I do. And I'm able to survive off of a little and nothing instead of splurge out all of my money. I understand how a paycheck works. I understand you work 40 hours for a week and you're expecting 40 hours for a week times however you are paid per hour. And when you get the check, it don't look nothing like that. And you have to figure out what came out of the check and how the check end up looking so little bit. And then you have to figure out how you're going to survive transportation, food for the house, this, that, and the other. You learn that stuff early. Plus, you get a bank account established at an early age, checking savings account, and you have a transaction going. You start building credit. All these things could be super important to our young people because a lot of them don't have no idea, especially today's 14-year-olds. I want that. I want this. I want that. But they don't understand that everything around them costs money and you pay for it. So it could be a learning point, but do we really want to like deport all of the people them who are trying to work? I work, them want to work, you know. They just want to work. So we are going to deport them and then what? Put our kids to work to fill the gap? Me don't know about that. So that's what's on the table this morning for Florida newly proposed child labor law. A little later on, for those who are active in the comments, when the video goes up, they will be leaving in the comment section how they feel about that exactly. I live in the state of Florida. I wouldn't want my kids working. None of my children are working. I say it like this. I'm thinking now that I should have put my kids to work. I probably should have. One part of me says I should have because my kids are super sheltered and my kids don't really understand how the world works. And I wish they did. And I think if you go to work early, you'll get that understanding. On the other side, I'm thinking I had to do it. It wasn't because I was being taught a lesson. It was because I had to do it. Somebody had to come work and help pay the bills, and I had to do it. So out of a necessity and somewhat desperation, I was pretty much forced to go to work at 14 years old. I don't look at it like forced now. I just look at it like life experience, and I started working early. But I always told myself I wouldn't let my kids do that. So I'm up in limbo about that. You know, I don't know. The next one we have on the table this morning is Jamaica rebuffs Rubio's push against the Cuban doctors. Andrew Holness stands up for the Cuban medical program. So we're going over to Jamaica for this one. Let me first say that you have to read between the lines of the language, right? And then you will get the full meaning of what all of this means. Did they really stand up to Marco Rubio and to the United States of America? We'll find out. All right. Jamaica-Cuba medical program is set to continue. This is straight out of Jamaica right here. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has rubbished the social media reports that Jamaica is on the verge of sending home several Cuban medical personnel as it caves in to the demands of the United States of America's pressure on countries in the Caribbean involved in this program. For those of you who don't know, Marco Rubio, newly elected Secretary of State under Donald Trump, made a brash, broad, big, bold announcement about a week or 2 weeks ago where he said that those in the Caribbean, countries of the Caribbean who continue to use Cuban doctors, their elected officials, their public officials will lose their U.S. visas. Not only them, but their close family members as well. In layman terms, break it down for you like this. The prime minister would lose his US visa, but not just him. His wife and his children would too. Dr. Christopher Tufton would lose his US visa, but not just him. You get the drift. Everybody around them. So the big talk was, damn, so them are gonna sell we out. They're gonna sell us out because they're definitely. I said it. I thought they were going to like cave in and not. I mean, I wasn't giving them the benefit of the doubt. Given how little faith I have in our politicians, I honestly was not giving them the benefit of the doubt. So I expected them to say, because their first response was this. Well, I guess we have to start looking to India and where they said Nigeria and the Philippines for doctors. And I said, wow, that's a crazy answer. So you're just going to throw away the Cubans and just go on to the Philippines and get Philippine doctors and other doctors just like that. When other Caribbean leaders were saying, we're standing up. And you can take the visa if you want to, but we're standing up. So I was waiting to hear the Jamaican leaders say, we're standing up too. And you can take the the US visa if you want to. Didn't work out like that. All right. This is what we have on the books so far. Jamaica rebuffs Rubio's push against Cuban doctor program in Jamaica. The Jamaica-Cuba medical program is set to continue. Adding, journalists following a media briefing by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio at the office of the Prime Minister in St. Andrew on Wednesday afternoon, Tufton said that while some Cuban medical personnel would be heading home shortly, this is not related to the stance of the U.S. This is where I think it got weird to me. What he's saying, this is a coincidence. It's a coincidence. You will be seeing Cuban doctors leaving Jamaica, but Dr. Christopher Tufton said it's not because of what America said. It's because that's what was slated to happen anyways. The reality is that the Cuban mission allows for medical professionals to come for a period. As it turns out, coincidentally, this period has come to an end. And for a number of them, a number of them will go back to Cuba, for others to come back to Jamaica. In some instances, extensions are granted, but it is granted up to a particular point. This is Dr. Christopher Tufton saying this. Dr. Christopher Tufton has said, as he noted, that of the approximately 400 Cuban health professionals on the island in Jamaica right now, 1/3 of those would be returning back to Cuba with their replacements slated to arrive shortly. So, Jamaicans are paying attention. So when them see 1/3 of 400 marching out the airport, they're all going to say, or it could leave the assumption that they caved into the US and now there goes the Cubans. They're out the country. But Dr. Christopher Tufton said, that's not what's happening. It is coincidental. They are here on paperwork that has a date to end, and a lot of them, date has come for their contract to end, so they have to go back. Some could get an extension, but even the extension is only up to a period of time, and then they have to go back under current rules so others can come. The other coincidence he said is taking place is that currently we are negotiating the MOU, which is called the Memorandum of Understanding. We're currently negotiating the Memorandum of Understanding with the Cuban government. So there is a conversation that is taking place looking at the existing Memorandum of understanding, looking at the possibilities for change. And so there is an opportunity, given the recent discussions that are coming out of the US, there's an opportunity for us now to clarify these issues, maybe adjust some elements of the agreement, Dr. Christopher Tufton said. So you could look at this as balancing the scales, right? Trying to not necessarily please the US, but to make sure that whatever the US is accusing them of, that none of that is in their paperwork, their agreement with the Cuban government, or else they could come off being accused of being a part of or supporting human trafficking, which is how the US describes the Cuban medical program, human trafficking. He said that the Jamaican government has always maintained that the conversation around the concerns raised by the US and the discussions that have taken place have not been hostile, and there has been an attitude of collaboration between the two administrations. We are attempting to find a common ground with all who are concerned about this. Our chief trading partner, the US, and also a traditional and beneficial relationship at the same time with Cuba. Earlier, Rubio, who is the Secretary of State for the US, who last month announced that the US would revoke the visas of foreign government officials in the Caribbean who employ Cuban doctors and nurses, he struck a similarly conciliatory tone as he addressed the media briefing. I don't know, conciliatory tone. I saw him say, regardless of what Jamaican leaders say, just know that the US is still opposed to the Cuban program. Now, what that tells me is there ain't no damn common ground there. The US or Rubio is standing on what he said from the beginning, and he's not leaving wiggle room, but Tufton then put it over to us, the people, as this. According to Rubio, there must be a separation between the medical personnel and the labor issues which the US is concerned about. This is not about doctors. This is not about the provision of medical assistance. We have no problem with medical assistance. We have no problem with doctors. We have a problem, and I am not speaking about Jamaica, about following international labor standards and the like. This is Rubio talking. He says, I am talking about this program in general, not singling out Jamaica. This program in general, how it is operated around the world, and how it is operated around the world is basically that the doctors are not paid. You pay the Cuban government, and the Cuban government then decides how much of anything to give to these doctors or to take away their passports, and they basically operate as forced labor. So in other words, when the doctors come to the Jamaica to do work and whatever, Rubio is saying that the doctors aren't getting a check. Not like when Jamaicans go to America and farm work, or Jamaican teachers or medical personnel goes to the US. A check is not cut to Jamaica when they work and get paid, and it's time to get paid. The check is cut to the individual. So he's saying that under the Cuban regime, for a better understanding for all of us, he's saying that under the Cuban regime, those doctors don't get a paycheck. Jamaica pays Cuban government, and Cuban government decides how they break that money down and how much they pay to these doctors, right? Which I didn't know that. I thought they were paid. So it pays to understand. And I've never been a person who is afraid of learning more, exploring more to see the picture properly, right? Because we were emotionally motivated first. Not only that, the level of trust we have for our own government. Because we see a lot of things that need to be done and fixed up over the years, and we watch how them box it aside and do their own thing, right? So we thought, damn, they're about to sell us off for some visas. And then we also thought, why is America over here telling Jamaica what to do with their healthcare system? If they get rid of those Cubans, will they provide Jamaica with the necessary doctors at the same pay rate Jamaica can afford it to keep Jamaican people well? So it was a give kind of situation, you know. But understanding more now about the program when Rubio broke it down, he says, I'm not talking about this program in general, how it is operated around the world. And he says, I am talking about this program in general. I am talking about how it is operated around the world. And how it is operated around the world is basically that the doctors are not paid. You pay the Cuban government, and the Cuban government decides how much, if anything at all, they give to them. So they could be in Jamaica working for weeks with no pay, months with no pay, because the Cuban government ain't giving them nothing. They're taking the money for themselves, right? And then he said, you take away their passports, and basically this operates as forced labor. Now, I'm not saying that's what Jamaica does, because in Jamaica, our people are saying that's not what we do. He pointed out that there are places with better labor standards, and he hinted that Jamaica may be one of those countries that have the better labor standards. I guess he had to come to Jamaica to see for himself, say, I know that them I do there. So every country operates their program differently. And obviously, because of our relationship with Jamaica, we are going to engage with them on that and talk about it further and have a better understanding. So them have to talk about this some more. Perhaps none of that, he said, perhaps none of the stuff that we said, human trafficking, not paying the doctors and all this stuff, perhaps none of this applies in the way it is handled here in Jamaica. In other words, perhaps none of what we were saying in America actually applies to Jamaica. But generally, that forced labor is the problem with the program. It is not that they are Cuban doctors. That's not my issue, Rubio said. He just wants good for them, for the Cuban doctors to be treated good, for the Cuban doctors to earn when they work, etc. Not us supporting them being robbed while sent out to work without pay, kind of thing. He himself is a Cuban, so I guess he's looking out for, you know, those who are highly educated and skilled from his ancestry who might be abused in some places. So in the meantime, Dr. Christopher Tufton, in his interview with journalists, was adamant that Cuban medical personnel who provide valuable service in Jamaica's public healthcare system are not exploited. We do not do that. In terms of our treatment of the Cubans who come here, it is no different from the treatment of our own locals, except for any additional support based on the fact that they are not local, like housing and all that other stuff. Of course, if you're there at Jamaica and you're a doctor at Jamaica, you go home at your yard at evening when time work done all that for them. Obviously, we provide housing and all this other stuff, so the extra support, right? He pointed to areas such as transport and housing and logistics, moving them around the island, so on and so forth, where they're needed, as among the supports that the Jamaican government provides for the Cuban doctors and Cuban medical personnel when they are in the island. Which I look at this like they stood up so far. So far. I find it weird. Let me be honest. I do find it weird that, you know, right after the meeting, they came out to say 400 Cuban medical personnel on the island of Jamaica right now. And in the blink of an eye, 1/3 of those will be going back to Cuba. But it's a coincidence. It's not a result of the meeting we recently had, because their contracts just coincidentally ended at the same time that Marco Rubio flew into the country. So they have to leave for others to come in. Does it look funny? Yes. Do they think it looks funny? Yes. Is it so? We have to go off of what them I say. We have to see when they leave if more Cubans come of equal amount, or are they phasing out the Cubans and bringing in Filipinos and whoever else, like they said, Nigerians, like they said they would. I'll have to start looking in these other places. Rubio, Cuban American himself, and vociferous foe, or he is not a friend of the communist government in Havana. He announced last month that Trump's administration would bar the visas of these officials in Jamaica. Andrew Holness' words were like this. Andrew Holness said, quote unquote, "Let us be clear. The Cuban doctors in Jamaica have been incredibly helpful to us." This is what Andrew Holness actually said in the joint news conference with Marco Rubio. He said, "Let us be clear. The Cuban doctors in Jamaica have been incredibly helpful to us." He said that 400 Cuban doctors in the country filled the deficit as Jamaican health workers immigrated. You know how that go? You know, when you're there at Jamaica, you turn doctor, the first thing you want to do is fly out and go foreign, because me want to get paid like how my friend them who a doctor like me get paid too. Because me see them, I make money a foreign with them $100,000 salary a year and them something there. And me there make a little bit of money and can afford nice things and them something there. And me I call myself big doctor. So what we have is a brain drain kind of situation going on, or just people migrating looking to be paid what they are worth kind of thing, right? And we have our locals going overseas, England, Canada, USA, etc. Same thing happening with our teachers and other skilled or highly educated professionals, which leaves a big gap in the country. Because the first thing me said to myself was, hold on there. Chris H, UK, tuned in. Big up yourself. Says also, if Cuban doctors don't get paid, then how do they survive and provide for themselves or from themselves? Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Could you imagine? Let's put the scenario to you like this, Chris. Could you imagine me sending you to work somewhere, right? And you're like, okay, SouFlo, I'm going. I'll take the job. But when you get to that place and you work, you find out that your paycheck comes to me. It doesn't go to you. I decide, well, you get paid $400 for this week. I'm going to keep 3 and I'll send 1 to you so you can buy your little knickknacks, some snacks and, hygiene stuff and whatever else. And that it seems like that is what Marco Rubio was saying, is how a lot of people are running the program with the Cuban doctors, right? And he's saying he doesn't like that. He thinks that that is human trafficking. Make no mistake about it. The Cuban community in the US is super strong, especially in the state of Florida. The Cuban community here, they have built great wealth and an intricate connection. Me not like them. I'll be the first to tell you that I don't like them, and I don't like them because let me be clear, so nobody thinks they know racism or nothing. Me not like them because I grew up here amongst them, right? And I guess my mind was already set when there was a period when Castro would let go all the Cubans, open up in prison and him everything, and let go all the Cuban them, and they would head to Florida. And he told them, go and flood Florida. Who makes it, makes it. That was when the worst of the worst was coming over. If you watch movies like Scarface or all them movie there was an element to it that had to do with that. They had a thing called wet foot, dry foot back then. Literally, they told the Cubans, if you make it out of the raft onto the sand and your feet are dry when we see you as law enforcement personnel, immigration officers, we won't do anything to you. You could just run off into Miami and make life for yourself. File for your asylum, get your paperwork straight, get somebody to marry, do whatever you got to do. But if we catch you on the raft in the water, then we have to detain you and take you in. Now, while they were given this privilege to the Cubans, they were also driving boats way out into the water and catching the Haitians trying to do the same thing. And they would spin the boats around with the Haitians and push them back towards Haiti. And a lot of them would drop off of the boat and die. And a lot of them would starve and get sick and die because they were at sea for days trying to make it over to the other side. And they were accepting those who looked Caucasian while sending the Haitians back. And we grew up saying, damn, if they're doing all that to them, why if they're bringing in all the Cubans, why not bring in the Haitians too? Kind of thing. So growing up, seeing what's going on, I watched over the years as Miami changed. Miami changed into a place where Cubans own a lot. Miami changed into a place where Spanish became almost mandatory if you want to be hired, or but they would put it to you like this. It's not a requirement, but do you speak Spanish? Are you are you bilingual? And you're like, no, I don't speak Spanish. But you're asking, I'm in the United States of America. Why the hell are you asking me if I speak Spanish on a job interview? Oh, you don't have to speak it. I'm just saying, if you did, it would be a plus because a lot of our clients are, Hispanics, majority Cubans. And I grew up to see that day happen. Now, I'm talking about from when I was in junior high school, right? All the way up until I became an adult, finished college, graduate, come out, get degree, gone to work, see the whole place change. So, and then another thing about them is when they came here, they took a side. They took a side. And the side that they took was against Black people. I don't care if you were Black American, Caribbean Black. Majority of them took a side, their community, against Black people. So when it came time to vote, anything that benefited the Black community, I realized that the Cuban community would vote against it. And I thought, wow, they came here a certain kind of way. And now they've established themselves as a certain kind of people that are against even just use, say, African Americans, And I thought, damn, that's nasty of them. So I don't really have a good feeling about that community. So with that said, still, they are a powerful entity here. And these politicians know that if that community mobilizes against them, when it comes time for local elections, if that community mobilizes against you, you're not going to be voted in because they are strong in numbers and they do come out to vote, right? They're not like us who sit on social media and be like, I'm not voting for that person. I will keep on a type. No, them take up a flag, them beat them drum, they organize their numbers, they go straight to the polls, and they actually vote for real. So it's a powerful community. And again, not only that, they have amassed a great deal of financial wealth in that part of Florida as well. So I could see why he is over here saying, somebody who's from that powerful group is probably saying to Marco Rubio, hey, we're going to give you our vote, but we need for you to look at what's going on with Cuba. My uncle, my father, my brother, my cousin, there are doctors, there are nurses, there are healthcare professionals who travel, but they tell us that they're not getting paid for their work. This is forced labor. This is kidnapping. This is this, that, and the other. We need you on that. And that's probably why he is up on it like he is, right? Read the Cuban Adjustment Act. 1 year and a day after arriving here, they automatically get a U.S. visa, says Mel. All right. And you would ask, Mel, you would ask, why wasn't that done for the Haitians, right? 1 year and a day after arriving here, they automatically get a U.S. visa. I would have to go look that up. That sounds preposterous, but it could be very well true. I don't doubt you. I think you're telling me facts. But we know that many things were put in place to help them to grow as a community, to become more powerful financially and otherwise, keep their families together, etc., while the opposite was done for others. And that's just how it is, right? Now, Andrew Holness did not back down. I give him his credit. He didn't back down. He said to Marco Rubio, let us be clear, the Cuban doctors in Jamaica have been incredibly helpful to us. And he also said that the 400 Cuban doctors in the country, they fill the deficit as Jamaican healthcare workers have migrated. Them gone foreign, left way. We are, however, very careful. This is Andrew's words. We are, however, very careful not to exploit the Cuban doctors who are here. We ensure that they are treated within our labor laws and benefit like any other worker does. So any characterization of that program by others certainly would not be applicable to Jamaica. In other words, he was telling Marco Rubio, the way you rounded that up about human trafficking and not being paid and all that, that is not applicable to us. Perhaps none of this applies in the way that it is handled, Rubio said. Rubio promised to engage with Jamaica some more to understand better how they run their program with the Cubans. So there was no hard line as to take them out. Don't want them here. Now, the regime does not pay these doctors. They take away their passport, basically all that other stuff. U.S. Special Envoy on Latin America, Mauricio Clavar Caron, also credited Barbados with taking steps to pay the Cubans directly, or the Cuban directors directly. Barbados as well. Barbados, they've said, is good to go as far as how they treat them. These accusations of human trafficking, none founded in Barbados as well. Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown earlier this month sharply denounced the U.S. pressure, saying the absence of Cuban doctors would literally dismantle our healthcare services and put our people in Antigua and Barbuda at risk. Therefore, we're not doing it. According to Cuban official figures, Cuba sent 22,632 medical professionals to 57 countries in 2023 alone, with Cuba earning $6.3 billion US dollars in 2018 and $3.9 billion in 2020, in part in the form of oil from Venezuela. Global war on gangs. Rubio's trip comes as he considered a new strategy on Haiti, hemisphere poorest country, along with many other things that needed to be fixed up. My point of mind talking about what happened in Jamaica concerning the Cuban Doctors program was to let you know that diplomatically, they skillfully circumvented the situation. I can't figure out any other words to use. They diplomatically circumvented the situation. However, Marco Rubio ended it by saying, we still feel the same way how we feel about the program. Now, if I just told you we're not that, we don't do that, we treat them normally, equally, well, good, provide extras for them, everything, and you end that conversation by saying you still feel the same way, I think we need to have a deeper discussion so I can understand better. But just to put it on record, we still feel the same way. I would come away from that meeting feeling like he's not trying to hear what we're saying. He wants his will imposed, kind of thing. But shout out to Andrew them for not saying, okay, we're going to get rid of them and just go with somebody else, right? Shout out to them for not doing that. And we're going to move right along. Let me see a couple of comments in our comment section. It looks like some people are here now. Okay, we're up to 769 people. All right, the people then find out and start coming. And for those who are here after the start, especially those in the chat, I started early because, on Friday I have a whole heap of things to do today. On Fridays, all my children come together, like Father Abraham, and they spend the weekend together with each other and with me. So we have to do a bag of things and make sure so everybody nice and all these kind of things, you know? Yeah, we're not part-time daddies. We are full-time fathers, which I encourage all my brothers to be as well, to their children as well. Morning, it's the freaking weekend, says Virtuous Fire. Big up yourself, family. I never knew that. When all this no? Why all this no? Jamaica's port looking profitable right now. Kiss me teeth. Onika St. John says, is this really true? Because they receive free education, so is this how they pay back the government? Could be that too. You know, that's very interesting. That's very interesting because nothing is free. So if Cuba has free education for their citizens, think about that. You know what? You just said something super important, you know, something just to think about. If Cuba provides free education for its citizens, that's kind of like you going to the military in the US and you decide, I'm going to join the officers corps, but I'm going to go to college first. There's actually a program where you do college first before you do the military service, right? And if you do 2 years of college, then go into the military pays for that 2 years of college. You pay back in 2 years of service to the military. You do 4 years of college, you come out with a bachelor's, the military pays the 4 years off, you don't have a bill, you go into the military, do 4 years of service. What if, right? That is the deal between the Cubans and their government. You want to become a doctor? Hey, free for all. Go to school, stay the course, become a doctor. When you have become a doctor now, then you owe us 8 years of service. So you will travel to places where you are needed. You will gain some worldly experience, and we will take a part of your earnings when you are traveling and earning and what. I don't see nothing wrong with that deal. I wish the US had a program like that. I'm in the US saying that. I wish the US had a program like that. There would be a lot more opportunity available for a lot more young people out here, right? If they knew that they could study all the way up to being a doctor or all the way up to being an RN or, one of those in the healthcare field, and then they say, okay, we're going to send you to these locations around the Caribbean or wherever they need your help at for the next 4 years or the next 6 years, because it took 6 years of school. So we're going to do that in exchange. You know how many people would go to that program? If them didn't have that when me did I grow up, I would have jumped in that program. Right? But people on the outside trying to run your business inside of your business, that's another problem. And that is a problem that a lot of people have with America. They're like, yo, the US wants to run everybody's business. I already told y'all before, though. People cuss me out for this all the time, so please don't think I'm on the other side of the fence. Y'all see that flag behind me right there, right? Obayasa. People cuss me out all the time. They say stuff like, oh, you put on the US military uniform and go overseas to chastise and do crazy things to people of color or all this other stuff. I live here. I live here, and all my kids live here, and I enjoy all the spoils of living here. I'm not no hypocrite, and you can't put it any other way. You know, sometimes you're caught up in the BS. You just have to choose which side of the BS you're gonna dip on and stand for something. I hate people who hide what they stand for and they flip-flop, and 1 minute I'm over here, next minute I'm over there because, you know, I'm with them. No, I'm not. I'm with them over here instead, kind of thing. I'm over here. This is where I'm at. This where my loyalty lies, to this right here. So when people say stuff like America is a bully, I told you all of this before on Morning Thoughts. We see your shit, we like it, we want it, we come ask you if we could partake in it. You say no, we take the whole shit. That's how we do. That's America. And for all who's living here, I know I said it raw. I know it would sound better if I fix it up politically and make it sound, you know, more easier for you to digest, but that's the truth. So I remember being in the infantry, right? I'm an 11 Bravo infantry foot soldier. Kick doors, shoot, fight. That's what we do. So I remember we were going out to a deployment, and I remember the discussion before we go out, because every time before we go out, a chaplain comes and a chaplain prays with us and prays over us, right? And then we head out. All right, man, it's time to put the women and the babies to bed and go do what men do. And we ride out, right? I remember one mission we were going out, I heard one of the guys say, we're not asking for nobody's shit, we taking it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but that's how we do. If we see it and we like it and we ask you for some of it and you don't want to give us no partake in it and we need it, we just take the whole shit. That's how we do. That's America for you. Like it or don't like it, that's it. I just can't stand the people who benefit from that kind of a behavior and then act like, it is so wrong. And you're the kind of person who wants chicken salad or a chicken sandwich, but oh my God, you're a murderer. You kill chickens. You're the kind of person who like hamburgers, but oh my God, they're killing cows. You're so wicked. The beautiful cows, I forget, kill for steak and burgers. You enjoy your steak, a nice steak. I'm going out for steak and lobster today, and they killed the cow for that. But you can't be an animal rights activist and you like steak and you like chicken. But people want to have it both ways. They want to be animal rights activists and then want to yam all the meat in the world at the same time. It don't work like that. We have to kill some of them in order to eat the meat what we like, right? And that's just the food chain of life and the way it goes. If you look at the jungle, that's exactly how the jungle operates as well. There's a food chain, there's a hierarchy. Something is eating something that's eating something that's eating something. Something is a predator and something is a prey at all times. That's just how life is. That's how it is for us. I won't even go any further trying to explain any more of this to y'all. But just know, when you see your military personnel out there, just say thank you and just keep it moving, man. That's all I'm going to say on that. Marco Rubio is imposing his will. It looked like Andrew them never folded. They kind of stood up and said, hey, what you talking about is not what we're doing. Now, I stand with Jamaica on this. I would hate to be labeled someone who is partaking in human trafficking. Now, that's a whole different type of accusation, right? So when Marco Rubio came with the whole, this is human trafficking thing, of course, it's only right that Jamaican leaders be like, hey, hold up. Wait. Come here. Let's talk. Human trafficking, though? What about our dealing with them? Why you classify this as human trafficking? Because guess what? If they found in Jamaica that these predatory behaviors were practiced concerning the Cuban medical staff, they would put Jamaica on the list of a country whose leaders are involved in exploiting the Cuban people and are participating in human trafficking. That's a black eye for the nation. That would be very, very bad. So I'm kind of glad how this played out. I'm just suspicious of the coincidence that 1/3 of them are leaving Jamaica right after that meeting. And Dr. Christopher Tufton is saying it's only a coincidence. And there's nothing we could do about that except for time will tell if it's really a coincidence. See? Bro, Cuba did what Marcus Garvey wanted for Jamaica and what Michael Manley was gonna do, but because Cuba never liked the war thing, so the US deemed them. Yeah. I was saying that when the day comes when Jamaica need one good leader, one good prime minister who will. Obviously, there's a system because they all have bright ideas before they are elected. And then once they are elected, then we see them bright ideas go out the window, and it's almost as if somebody has their strings and is puppeteering them, So Jamaica need this one good leader for about two consecutive, about an 8-year, 10-year period. One good leader to flip some things around, put some things in place. Build some things that they can't break down when the next administration comes in, kind of thing. 2 terms, Missy Brown Brown, big up yourself. One good leader for 2 terms. And we would see, we would see, in my mind, if I was given the power to impose my will, I could drop murders in Jamaica like instantly. I could half that. I would half what we're doing right now in my first 2 years in office. By the time I'm doing 4 years in office, this is hypothetically speaking. And I know it sounds like, because everybody says that on the outside, but I would stop at nothing to include bucking the system when I get in there and find out, oh, so we really have to answer to so-and-so, but we're sworn by oath to not tell the public so-and-so. May I tell the public everything? Come for change, everything, right? This is where I would need all the protection in the world. Because you know some of them would have killed me if me did do that. Not true. Or they would send out their hired goons if I would do that. But you need that one person who's willing to like buck the whole system and just say, yo, listen, things have to change. Things have to change. We're putting all the things in place. National DNA database set up. That means all our law enforcement personnel on all parts of the island could communicate in a click instantly. Boy wanted for murder in a Kingston get hold of Mobile. We know that in a 30 seconds. Them a look for your town, you know. Hey, shackle that up, you know. Extra that him go back to Kingston. That one that we all the stuff I talked about over the years on here, right? Mapping out the country properly, naming every street and lane and avenue, broke down the zinc fence, something them, build walls and build real communities. It's up to them if you take care of it and make it still good and all them things there, right? So everywhere has a name. Law enforcement, I would work on that to make it so that we have law enforcement out the road 24/7. On call 24/7. Not crime happening at midnight and the response is the police station in that area is closed, so we have to go wait till morning when police come back at work. You don't fight crime like that. Crime happens 24/7. You have to fight 24/7, right? So there's so many things that need to be changed that would change the trajectory of everything that's happening in Jamaica. The CCTV system with central monitoring points. Every parish should have at the center of it a central monitoring point and then spread out like a web CCTV system everywhere connected to this central monitoring point. It's a huge room where a whole group of people go 24/7 to man the systems and they connect to the police them on the ground and the soldier them on the ground 24/7. What unit do we have over at Elmer Street? Yes, Elmer Street and Duncan Avenue. Do we have a unit close by? Okay, there's a young man over there who is wearing a red shirt right now with a camouflage hat with a Jamaican flag on the front of it. We're going to zoom in. Okay, we've zoomed in. He is obviously carrying a firearm that is on his person, is exposed right now. He is clutching the firearm and he's heading west in the direction, heading towards Bourbon Street. Get a unit over there ASAP. Monitoring, watching. Jamaica would change so much, and it's not hard to do, but they keep giving the people excuses. One of the latest excuses I've heard is, why aren't the police officers wearing body camera? Here, Miss Amanda, sleepy. Here, sleepy. Well, it's not a matter of getting the cameras. It's a matter of storing the data. And we just don't have the resources to or the whatever you need to build to store that much data. Same thing for the CCTV system. You know, who's gonna store that much data? Where are you going to store that much data? Y'all work with the Americans, right? Right. So if you work with the Americans, ask them how them store so much data. They've been doing it for a long time. Ask them how them store so much data. There's a murder case right now. I'm covering it on the next channel, on my other channel. This is a murder case of a rapper by the name of Mo3 and another rapper by the name of Yella Beezy, who just got indicted for orchestrating the murder of Mo3. He paid two guys, according to the feds, to do it. Them clamp the two guys, them and them start talk and call his name. If you look, you will see on the busy highway in Middle Deer, cameras are running. You could see that it's obviously a truck driver stop, but they also have their cameras out there. And you can see the man get like it's like a movie. The video just got released last night. It's like a movie how them cut him off in a traffic on a busy highway, where people are doing 90 mile per hour, cars are fly around them. They well wanted to kill this brother. Cut him off, so him stop, him run out time car, him run round on the other side. I don't know if he was trying to use his gun and it dropped on the next side or something. And him dig. And you see the brother jump out of the car in front of him with the rifle and just run down the road, run him down. So he starts running down the highway in the opposite direction. Cars coming at him, gunned him down on the highway, ran back down, jumped in their car and left. They're all in prison right now. Do things like that and think that you can get away with it. We have video camera footage of you doing it. That's what Jamaica is missing, them kind of element there. So it make people who murder for little and nothing do it, brawling. And then be like, you can't prove say me. How you gonna prove say me? The people them afraid for talk say me, and you have no footage that says it's me, right? I think we could, man, I would definitely do it. So the man will give him a break. He might ask you, what is data? Hi, Munch. Say hi, everybody.
Say hi.
Hi, pretty. I thought you left already. Oh, you're looking at that screen? So you're on two screen again today. All right. Look over there. See some hearts, mommy. Look, hearts, mommy. Virtuous Fire, Missy Brown, Mel, all them hearts. You see the hearts?
Look, Daddy.
Look. Oh, facts don't lie. People do. Big up yourself, says Manley did that and the US sends and creates some of the criminal elements. Politics are brought and paid. Yeah. Hold on there. Ooh, look at those roses, mommy. Politics are bought and paid by peeps who want us killing each other. And you know what I said about that, fam? That's exactly the reason why they haven't changed anything. All the little things that we are talking about that they can do, they can come tell us that they made how much, $3-point-something billion last year in US dollars, and then look at us at the same time and say we don't have enough money to run a CCTV system. They could come tell us that this new hotel costs hundreds of millions of US dollars, but they don't have enough money to put proper security in the place. So they could catch stuff on camera, catch killers, right? Right. All right. So it's Munchie's. I call her Munchie. I call her baby girl. What else daddy call you?
Munchy Punchy.
Munchy Punchy. My sugar baby. My Munchy Punchy. We call her all kind of something. All right. So baby girl is here, and this is her. Where's the get our segment, Mr. Brom? Baby girl is here, and this is her. What are we doing? What's this called? Outfit check. This is her outfit check. All right, so here we go with the outfit check. Ooh, I like your dress, mommy.
Flowers.
Flowers?
Mm-hmm.
It's not flowers. This look like this does it no justice. We have to show your material up close. But anyways, you have on shorts?
Mm-hmm.
You got shorts under your dress?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, so what we're working with today is a pink dress because it's Friday and baby girl got on her pink dress. I always tell people, say, make sure you look at that to have one shots on under our dress here. And not no pum pum shots will look like panty. Make them wear shots like bikers shots, long shots. Because, you know, the world where we live in and I said too good. And I told y'all what I've seen before. So, anyway, baby girl have on her pink dress today. Let them see the front of the dress, mommy. Oh, that's the back. Turn around to the... Oh, it matches your hair. We'll show the hair off later. So the front of the dress looks like that. It's very summery because it's hot outside today. You might can go in your pool today. I'll clean it before you come home. Okay? All right. Show your shoes. And we're rocking... wait, where are you going with that? Okay, come over here. Okay, show your shoes. And we're doing the pink and white Adidas today. Pink and white Pumas, rather. Pink and white Pumas with pink and white and yellow socks to match her dress. Watch the pose now. Hand pan, Kimbo, and everything. And then, of course, you got to show the hair. You have to show off the pretty hair. Show the pretty hair. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Turn around. Show the pretty face. And that's that gorgeous little face right there with those beautiful eyes. I love you.
Love you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Give me love up.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, mommy. I'll see you later, okay?
Why is there only you on there?
Why is me only me where?
That one.
Because that one is lagging behind and it shows me after. See, this one shows us now. Look, see? Look over there. See, that's not what I'm doing now, right? See it? Say bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Oh, there you go. I love you, Shug. So have a nice day. Daddy, see you later. All right. All right. Here we go. As someone said before, you need to reach out to Puma for free advertisement that they're... Yeah, she wears a lot of Pumas. We do actually support Puma, and I said why before too, right? Puma has always been a big part of our program in Jamaica, especially. So we support who supports us, kind of thing. So that's where the Puma thing comes from. All right. I'm not gonna talk about Melanie. I was just gonna say, you see how she's posing and stuff. If you ever see her in the house when I pick up, like when her mom just finished doing her hair, she'll come in my office and she'll be like, take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. I said, hold on, give me a minute. Let me grab my camera. So I take pictures of her all the time, right? And then she strike all these kind of poses. She'll strike different poses for like 5 minutes straight. Like click, 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 click kind of thing, which is so joyous to watch. You know, she's 4 years old, but she does dance. She does tap, ballet, jazz, dance. So, and I can see how it translates into her everyday activity. You know what I mean? She everything she does has to do with how she actually does dance. And I like it. So I'm definitely going to try to keep her in dance for as long as I can and see how the years turn out for her. Exciting growing your children, man. Back to what we had talked about before, though. There's a funny part coming up. It's not really funny. It's going to be a good piece of discussion. All right. I think we've said all we needed to say about that already. We'll have to see what happens in Jamaica as far as this whole thing goes. If Dr. Christopher Tufton was being truthful and the 1/3 of the 400 that's leaving is actually leaving only because their contract is up, and it's just a coincidence that Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Moving right along. So she's really a girl. Her mom, man, her mom is so girly that, you know, and she just up under her mother. Moving along. Let's break up the monotony a little bit. So big up to Elephant Man. Elephant Man got his visa back. I find it really, I didn't know that Elephant Man didn't have a visa to travel to the UK for over a decade and a half, which is really weird, which now makes me want to get into the story of why Elephant Man visa was taken away to travel to the UK. Did he get in trouble in the UK or something? Because to take the man visa for how long? But anyhow, I saw a video of Ellie and his personal trainer working out yesterday, and right after I saw this headline, and I said, he's getting ready to go on the road. When I know said the British pounds heavy, especially when you spend in British pounds in Jamaica. So I'm wishing all good for Ellie. I'm wishing him to get to the UK. And Elephant Man is like one of the more likable dancehall artists there, right? And I think I told you all the story before. I used to chill with a youth in Miami when we were growing up, and the brother was a good friend of Elephant Man. So when Elephant Man came to Miami, he came to visit that friend. They weren't really my friend, they were my sister's friend, but one night we end up going out to a party and whatever, and Elephant Man was with us at the party, and it was the first and the last time we see him. But young Jamaican, I'm talking about like we were like in our early adulthood, like 18, 19, in that age group. We know we never reach any further than that yet. And Elephant Man said the night, we went to a party the night, and Ellie stand up like this. And we are talking, and because we are going like we are big people and thing, I go dance. Ellie said, when him go back to Jamaica, him a go bus way. And you hear that from people all the time. Me soon bus, Me have two big songs I come now, Me get a forward from so and so and an endorsement from so and so. Me go sign a contract and rare. And the man said, when we go back to Jamaica, me a bus way. I thought nothing of it. That's the last time I saw Elephant Man in person. Fast forward about a year after that, burn up the place. 2 years after that, burn up, huge mega star. Within the 2 years of that last night when me see him, so it was funny that crossing of paths and him just going on his way, on his journey and everything. So I really wish all the best for him. But check this out. Beanie been going to the UK, right? No, Beanie and Ellie not too. I mean, Elephant Man say him not have nothing against Beanie Man and all that, but Beanie went on Drink Champs the other day and called him Elephant Fant. And they asked him, why you call him that? His name is Elephant Man. Why you call him Elephant Fant? And Beanie was like, because I'm not calling no grown man Elephant Man. Tried to make something out of his name. So I'm saying, I wonder if Beanie knows the Elephant Man get back in visa now, because now the playing field is leveled. See, a lot of artists had a lot of bragging talk, right? Because they had a visa and were able to travel certain places, access a certain amount of money, collect big money for shows, and then you can brag and boast for other people. The new Bima just dropped is a X7, is a 2025. You're still in an outdated car, hot like me. They don't know how the braggadocio come with the entertainment world and stuff. Yeah, me in a real Gucci, real Prada, real this and real that, and kind of thing. Me I travel the world and do show a youth. You grounded, you turn a Jamaica, kind of thing. So now, hold on there. Mr. Bram say him have 2 children there and he don't even know. Boy and girl, 18 and 19. He's so funny. Yeah. Elephant Man have a bag of picnic. I think he has like 20 something kids him have. I'm not sure, but I know he has a whole bunch of children. Anyway, we're not talking about him children. We're talking about his UK visa. So dancehall star Elephant Man will return to the United Kingdom for the first time in 16 years. In August, me have to say, where Elephant Man to England? Make them kick him out for 16 years. He'll be back for a show after being granted a work permit to perform in the UK. I just got on time, I just got on time. I just want to say thanks to my team who worked tirelessly to make this possible, and the official in the High Commission. I am just glad to be able to see my family members again. Me not see them for 16 years, is what the Energy God said. And Energy God is his rotten name for real, because no other dancehall artist exudes so much energy on the stage than Elephant Man. Skeng, whole heap of energy. Who else? Skeng, whole heap of energy on stage. Father Capleton, whole heap of energy on stage. And Elephant Man. Me don't know anybody else who have that the kind of energy on the stage. But none of them don't match Elephant Man levels of energy. Me see Elephant Man perform live already, right? And they had these big speakers, but they put big speakers on top of the big speakers. I don't know when I turn and look. You know, you're there on live show. I don't know when me turn and look so and I say something and I look back so and look up on the stage and me I try find which part the entertainer there and the man up on the top of the big speaker them. If he fell off one tier of those big speakers, it would have really hurt himself. But for them to pack too high and him find himself up at the top of it, I was like, yo, the brother is different. He's different. So I've seen him perform where him jump out into the crowd. Thousands of people actually use himself to move the crowd. The thousands of people, them just start following. And you see the crowd roll and peel off like this and form like almost one line. I start go like in a circle and stuff. Elephant Man, he's different. He's different for real. And that's one thing you can't take away from him. So I know when he gets to the UK, it's going to be a problem, right? At one time, I got England himself and make the two of them. Elephant Man say at one time, I got England and make the two of them. I guess it's two picnic. Golly. One Energy God, he said while he was laughing, he said that the first thing that he will do when he gets to London is block a reverence and thank God. He is booked as one of the headline acts at Ultra Weekend, which will be held August 16th and 17th in London. That's a huge event. May I have to tell God, say, give thanks to be on the ground again. Right now, me just make the fans them know, show up for this event. It's going to be huge and just one show for now, but there could be others, the artist whose real name is O'Neal Bryant said. Music insider and booking agent Tamika Reynolds and Reynolds Entertainment Agency, who was instrumental in engineering the Energy God's return to the United Kingdom, hailed the move as a momentous one for dancehall music. Dancehall free up and can travel. I'm loving this. I am loving this right now. I am a huge dancehall fanatic. So to see Bounty Killer, and you know, say Elephant Man come from Bounty Killer School also, right? Yeah. So to see Bounty Killer out and about, Vibes Cartel out and about, Beanie Man out and about, Elephant Man out and about, Mavado been out and about. Mavado just can't come back to Jamaica for right now, which I wish he could. And who else? I don't know them out and about, been out and about, but their visas were taken away too for a while. Just it seemed like dancehall free up again, right? We based the application around the artist's proven track record as a performing artist, his dedication. This is how we got his visa back. We based the application around his proven track record as a performing artist, his dedication to his craft, and the fact that he has no criminal record. This is a major positive for reggae and dancehall because Elephant Man is easily one of the best, most dynamic entertainers of his generation and of his generation, of any generation in a dancehall. Let me fix that part there. And his absence in the UK market was a sore point rather, for many promoters. Them couldn't book him because them couldn't travel and, you know, that kind of thing. So Elephant Man is the latest dancehall veteran to have his travel privileges reinstated in a major United Kingdom or United States market. Over the last several months, Ace DJs, Vibes Cartel, and Bounty Killer have had theirs reinstated following similar reinstatements for Beanie Man and Buju Banton and Sizzla in recent times. Those are all monumental names in reggae dancehall music. You know what I mean? But this is Elephant Man moment. So Buju, who could forget Buju Banton? But you know, last night we said big up to Elephant Man. We said go out there, tear up the place, do your thing, and get your money and all these things. And we hope to see you out there somewhere on the road sometime soon. But to Buju, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo.
What go on, my brother?
Great thing tonight, Friday morning.
Manners and respect, sir. Talk to it.
You know, I think go. Anyway, what may I tell us still, me just mention one artist still. I want to tell us when I mention the artist, I want you to say rare.
As the great Shabba Rankin said, you think we miss nothing? We don't miss nothing, bro. Shabba said.
Whatever it is, what's a rare?
Rare.
No, it's a rare.
Well, no, when Shabba said, Bounty Killer come and do him thing, they ask him about who are the man right now, who run the thing, who is the boss, who is, on the throne. Him say, yeah, man, I need a Palmer, man, one Vibes Cartel. You know, Shabba talk already. Then him say, Bounty come and do him thing, you know what I say, and then me do my thing, and then Sizzla do him thing, and Ray. Me say how we must style as Ray. And then it dawned on me. I'm so rotted. They don't have a relationship like that. Okay.
No, cause man, a bad mind.
Somebody tell me, say, SouFLo, you never watch him Drink Champs interview. Me said, no, I didn't watch all of it, so I might have missed something. What me missed? The person said, go watch it again. Cause him did throw some shade after Shabba Ranks on his Drink Champs interview.
He's a man that throw shade after Shabba every chance he get. Yeah, like if you interview him right now, you're meant to sit about Shabba and try to throw shades.
And then said the brethren put it down, say something happened between them on stage years back. Or Shabba and him clash and Shabba beat him down or something, I don't know. So they have something there where they not even mention them. They don't.
Is the man mention alkaline brethren?
The man mention alkaline and cut out my one and call him Ray.
But alkaline, I put in a one song, say a long time Shabba went tell him,
Yeah.
Yeah, we give Shabba props in a one song. I know the artist must really give props.
See.
Real thing.
Right,
anyway, I'll go back in our chat still. Me there.
All right, sir.
Manners. Everybody who in our chat. This man say.
All right, manners and respect. Yo, me not miss nothing, man. The man say, and name out everybody, and then you reach a man and say, and Ray. We say, who am I call Ray? I'm going to do a little research, cause okay. But yeah. Can't take nothing from Ray still, Ray doing thing. Watch Kaita John Empress about Ray. Ray doing thing. You can't take nothing from Ray. Ray is a part of the foundation of and still out here doing this thing after 3 decades and more strong in the thing. So big up to Ray and which part Ray there in the world. It's just a lot of bad mind name calling and Ray. So Ray hold on a whole heap of people and never. Let me tell you something, right? When I made a conversation in a time gone by where I said, these are the names of the individuals who I believe could have had a whole school of artists forward under their umbrella. So that when your spotlight is not bright anymore, because it dims, nobody is on top forever. So when the day comes when you are not that guy anymore, at least the next person we see in line, we can say, yo, a Ray artist that A Ray in company like John no, a Ray artist that that person that come from, and this is how you would preserve the brand, right? This is how you would preserve the brand, reggae dancehall, Jamaica reggae dancehall. But these artists went and became household names globally and never put anybody else on over the years. And I understand the journey that when you're focused on accomplishing greatness, sometimes you don't have time for you to draw somebody else back at you and them kind of something they worry about if they're going to show up and show out and, you know, and might do something to ruin your reputation and all these other kind of things. But after you've been in it for so long, man, and you're super established, you could have started pulling some people, some young face, and make them be associated with. And again, that is the reason why Bounty Killer is so respected. That even when we talk about who is king this and who is that, we don't mention Bounty, because Bounty in our own league over there. So, and all of them pay homage to Bounty Killer because of what he did. Like, that was supposed to be done. That was supposed to be done. So Ray was one of them who I mentioned when we had that conversation. Like, him name big, him huge, him do big things over the years. Remember when time all the great Janet Jackson and Ray the video and song and them something there, no man. Back in them time, but never pull anybody forward. So the bad mind talk started coming about, and you know, I think so. Just watch him on the fix, the man still bounce. Who? Elephant Man? Hey, British Jamaican girl, big up yourself. Thank you for being in here. Elephant Man full of energy. Like, what? What? Right now, Elephant Man full of energy. Right now, Elephant Man just do a show the other day. Go look up. He has projects and videos out. New project. Matter of fact, him have a new dance right now where I run a place. And I saw it and I said, I was supposed to do a review on it. I actually wrote down 3 songs I'm supposed to do a review on. I was supposed to do a complete review on Vybz Kartel, God is the Greatest. I was supposed to do a complete review on Elephant Man new song and the dance that goes with it. And I was supposed to do a review on another one. I don't remember which one. I have it right down on paper around here. But yeah, I just haven't been able to keep up with that. But you know, go check out Elephant Man for real, man. He's always been dropping projects and stuff. You know, sometimes, again, unable to tap into certain markets, unable to travel the way you used to, unable to do certain things, then the music also lags in popularity until you're able to get back out there in the world again and make noise again. Stop calling man Ray Ray. I know me, you know, Shabba Ranks call him, so you know, big dirty stinking Shabba call him Ray Ray. Now, watch somebody who is modern day minded. Why are you disrespecting Shabba Ranks like that? He was your first Grammy winner for dancehall music. He put you guys on the map. Why you say he's big and dirty and stinking? Say you have to know the thing, because everybody knows that Shabba call himself big dirty stinking Shabba. Shabba. Yeah, so Ray, big up yourself, Ray. Which part of that? Let me not be disrespectful though. And so everybody knows that Ray is Beanie Man, okay? And we don't have no disrespect to give Beanie Man at no time at all. Beanie Man is legendary in dancehall music, and we can't take that away from him, even if we tried. So with that level of respect, we just have, you know, for argument's sake. Beanie know how the thing go already. I'm a Jamaican too. You know we stay already. It have to stay jovial. Well, so I'm going to cry about it. Seeing? I lost my chat just now. I'm finding it back right now. You know, I'm lucky that I switched the live to this computer, because I monitor the chat on a different computer, which I used to do the live on. And you know, so every time, now it's like every morning thing, you know. Every morning the live crash on that computer. So remember when the live was crashing over and over? Is because of the computer we were on. So now me just use it to read comments. And boy, I'm gonna have to fix up my things still. I don't know. Everything costs money here, man. And show me broke like church mouse. Me not even bother run down when me can't run down. Me try to live within my means, you know? Anyhow, so big up to Elephant Man. He'll be in the UK. I'm sure that's going to be a crazy, crazy affair. Yo, There's a DJ DA online or something in name. Let me look him up real quick. He's in Jamaica right now. It's a guy that I used to see on Instagram. He's on Instagram where he used to have like the DJ sound system out. Yeah, Jerome, I try StreamYard, but StreamYard not gonna do nothing for me with YouTube. I don't think. Me no know no, me is not a techie. That's what me gonna say. Me is not a techie. But this brother used to be. He's out in the UK, in the streets in the UK with the DJ system, and people would stop by and do their, them little 1-2 on the DJ AG. Thank you, Senior Sexy. DJ AG. DJ AG is in Jamaica right now. Jamaica in the Guinness Book of World Record as the country with the most churches per square mile. And we've been that for forever. The most churches per square mile, Jamaica. I don't know how we have the most churches per square mile and we have so much murders and so much jacket and so much. That means a whole heap of pum get fling away to somebody when they supposed to get none of that. That's something there, And the most, but we are holier than thou art. We have the most churches per square mile. Anyhow, DJ AG is in Jamaica right now. I want you go watch DJ AG on Instagram because when he is in the UK and people pull up and jump on the mic and do them thing, it's all right. I enjoy. But Jamaica has to be the country with the most talent per square mile. That is a new one. The country with the most talent per square mile. Majority of the people, I haven't found not one bad performance yet. So he goes to Jamaica and him string up out a road, him sound system or him turntable and stuff, and the mic is open. And it's like everybody that touched that mic is a star. And I'm like, damn, Jamaica full of star. Little Jamaica, yo, Jamaican people, on a pat on yourself on the shoulder, man. Yo, Jamaica full of star, Watching DJ AG prove to me, because some of them you don't know them, you never hear them before. And then a lot of them, you know them because them have sung out a road right now. I go and hot and mad up the place. But for show you how Jamaica is always a vibe. From you string up the music that like DJ AD has right now, you just see the crowd just gather. So instantly, he created an event that looked like a something where somebody could have just paid. Because I would have paid to see some of those artists perform that are performing on his stuff right now. Yeah. Dang, no notification. Wow. Have all clicked. Me here. No. Up, family. Yo, Trinity LB. It happens, man. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I guess they're not getting notified. Cause I go live early this morning because I got to leave early. I got to be out of here by 10 o'clock. See? So, me have to start live this morning. So, I'm going to start from 7. That's 3 hours of live. I'm not promising nothing this weekend, but just be on the lookout, all right? Jeff says, not broke like a church, broke like a church mouse. Broke like a church mouse, may I tell you. But yeah, man, Jamaica has to be the most talented country as the most talent per square mile. Go and watch DJ AG online on Instagram and check out him channel. DJ AG is in Jamaica now. He's been there for a couple of days. A beer star, and beer vibes. Kind of make me want to just leave and just go down to Jamaica right now just to be there. I'm going to tell you something, right? Y'all better live life. I was in the bathroom this morning again, me I brush my teeth and something, and I think to myself, say, y'all better live your life, man. There's a sister who put up our video. She said she went to Jamaica just for this. And put up the video. I guess that's the trending thing now. I went to Jamaica just for this. One particular one. She showed about 50 different food dishes and places that she went. She said, don't take much money like you tell yourself that it does. She flew out Friday evening and she was back in the US by Sunday. What she did from Friday, no, she said she fly out Friday morning and she was back in the US by Sunday for work Monday. So she didn't have the whole of Friday and she had the whole of Saturday. And them 2 days there in Jamaica, I think she did more than what most people who go to Jamaica and take 2 weeks do. And it just dawned on me like, yo, live your life, bro. Duck out sometime for 2 days. You know? Go yard. Just to eat some food. Just to eat some food and heal up some people. My cousin used to do that all the time. She was in the US Army. And she used to fly in our uniform and everything. She used to fly in when them have like 3-day weekend, 4-day weekends. And I'm like, and just a turnaround trip, you know? Like she reached Friday and she gone by Saturday. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, man, I waste my money to all that. But I want to tell you something. You're not going to be able to carry a penny of that money with you. And if you actually book ahead or plan ahead, say, you know what? A month from now, we just want to do a turnaround trip. Go Jamaica 2 days, come back. You can find nice places to stay in Jamaica for $200 and something for those 2 days. Instead of you having to try to plan a whole 2-week weekend and it's $150 a day. Right there, so you already say $150 times 14. Blood fire is a big bill that women really can't afford right now, you know. So you talk yourself back out of an adventure. It's not about the length of time. You know what I'm saying? You owe yourself this, you know. Life, may I try telling us that life is short, and if you live here, man, live your life. Right now, I feel like we need to go to Jamaica and do a turnaround trip just to grab some food, drive down a certain road, heal up 2 people, and be right back here by Monday morning. You can do it too. You can do it too. Especially those of y'all who are living in like Florida. Florida, which part them have $95, $105 ticket. Florida. And you're there, brag, I talk about you there, club of pop bottles and this a bottle and a $500 for the Energy, you know. And that was your whole Jamaica trip right there. Instead of going to the same damn club every weekend where people see you or around the same corner and at the same place, take a little money there and go create some good memories. The money you spend at one night of clubbing, for those of you who do it big, that money alone is 2 days in Jamaica right there. Fare included. All right, but just I said, SouFLo, thank you for your consistency and your hard work. British Jamaican girl, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for that so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, we have to start live life, man. Boy, I mean, I know no other place I would rather be. I just struggle. I struggle a lot with going to other places. I do. I'm going to work on it, though. And for the other people them who are telling me, SouFLo, come here and vlog here. And I swear, I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon. But you're probably going to see me in Jamaica about 10 more times. About 10 more times before we reach which part of the water. I can't help it. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, bless up yourself, quick and fast.
Yeah, manners and respect, bro.
Everybody, quick and fast.
All right, quick and fast.
$500 backless. They can take a plane from Orlando for Miami much less. So they have to do what they have to do, where they have to do. Most of them have to hide them.
Where's the most of them are hide out? Rotten. You know, so we never think about that, bro. All right. Oh, hey, you see we don't know what you know. Hey, the man said most of them when you see about them $500 back there or something there. Yeah, them can't take no plane, not even go from Orlando to Miami. So them have to do right, which part them there. Yeah, me gone. Ice. Yeah, I saw it going on, Ice. I will say that the other morning. Well, you know, say ice. You don't have to say no more. Missy, bro. Yo, all right, hear this. I think y'all are gonna like this one. So I'm watching something last night, and I got this from there. Waka Flocka said he would definitely save his wife first. Here's the question of the morning. I want everybody on board to know. if you are on a boat and it is sinking, you have your family upon it, seen, and the boat has sink. You are the only person on there that can save people. So you must decide now who to save. You have your spouse and your child. One of you pick them and your spouse. It comes down to this. You have to save either your spouse or your child. Which one are you saving? You hear the question? Mel says saving the child. Let me turn over my paper and get my pen ready. This one I will get very interesting. Mel says saving the child. Let me ask the question again. Ladies and gentlemen, you're on a boat, the boat is sinking, you're out there with your family and thing, right? You have one child and your spouse on there. Ladies, your husband upon it with you. Men, your wife upon it with you. All if you're not married, just pretend say you're married right now, right? Common law marriage, girlfriend you've been with a long time, whatever the case may be. This is the person that gave you the baby, etc. Who made this child together? It's you, both parents, and the one child out there. You can be the savior right now, but you can only save one. Do you save your spouse or you save your child? And why? Let me see how this is going to go here. No. All right. Mel says she has saved the child. Sharon Dickinson says save the child. Devin Gale says save the child. Let's Bond TV says that's a no-brainer, save the child. Hold on there. The comment section are running up. Kaita Jai Empress says save the child. Missy Bram says my child first, second, and third. And if we have a fourth, him get free because we have saved the whole of the picnic them. Jaja God. Hold on there. Purple Royal says one child. Tuesday Jane says save the. Let me write down Tuesday Jane. Only different one says save the spouse. All right. Chris H. UK tuned in says save the child. Hold on there. Save the child, save the child, save the child, save the child, save the child. Purple Royal, save the child. Spouse, Tuesday Jane, spouse. Let me say, save the child because your spouse are gonna kill you, idiot. Chris H says save the child because your spouse are gonna kill you. Trini Elbay says, I can't find new pum pum, but that are my only youth. All right, sir. Kaita Empress says the children are the future. So if we don't save them, but the children are the future, Kaita Empress. But remember, you and the person you make one already, So if you have to save that, if the one they go, you can make more. Yeah, you can make more future. Children are the future. Save the child, Donna Davis says. Missy Bram says you can get another man, but you can never get back your own child. Jerome Pearson says, Flo, the correct answer would be your spouse. The saying, never kill the goose that lays the golden egg. Within 1 year, you can get back a child. It won't be the same child, but you can get back a child, right? Right, but you can never get back that spouse. Bless up, SouFLo. Rosalind Michael, big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Hold on there. Take a call. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would have been a better question? Because really, that you don't see how that goes. Everybody go see the picnic.
No.
The real question should have been with your spouse and your parents. And let's see how much people would have saved their parents.
Ross. That's a whole different question, man. Because we have to talk about the save the child one. But trouble. Be trouble in the side of the road. Lord God. You see, comment section.
That's it.
Hold on there. Yeah, we're gonna do that one there right now. All right. Real troublemaker, watch this. All right. First of all, right, we're gonna do that one here too. We're gonna do this one too. We're gonna do the save the spouse or the parents. So hold on there. As far as saving the child goes, so I'm watching last night a certain celebrity. He said he would save his spouse. Him say I save his spouse because you can't play around with love. And that is somebody him truly love. And she love him enough to give him child and all these things. Him not sure if him going to find a next woman who are going to love him like that again. and God put the two of them together. So, you know what I say? Them can always be blessed with more children. So he must save him spouse. One thing I notice is this. If you watch the comment section, you will notice that all of the women them, of course, couple man in there say the same thing, but all the women them say save the child. Now, if you flip that around to the women and ask, right? No woman not save her husband, but if you flip that around the other way, the woman them want the husband to save them. A woman will always want her husband to save she. Save me instead of the kids. Why not? I can give you more kids. But she would never put those kids before that man. You see that? Save me before the kids because I can give you more kids. But she would never put the kids before that man. So you will find save the children, save the children, save the children. Now, to be fair, I think it's because the mother is the one who go through the 9 months and there's a different kind of bond between a child and a mother. You know what I mean? We have all the fun. We throw up our leg them and we, you know what I said, turn her up on the backers and put her up on top, make sure ride and we have all the fun and squeeze up breasts and, you know, do all them nice things there and then baby happen. And then she's stuck with the, oh God, my belly I grow, belly out there. So, I can't walk. She have to go through the waddling phase and the morning sickness and the this and the that. So she has a different bond with that child. So she probably gonna be like, that baby came from my womb. So, may I see of my picnic. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
What go on, sister?
Happy Friday.
Yes, man. Same to you. Talk to
Remember
me.
when me tell you, say, over 30 years, me not go to Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who are there Jamaica before the month end?
You?
Yes.
About time, man.
Guess who I go to compound?
You?
Yes. I was invited to go to a compound.
Oh. Are you going to stay there?
Picked up when I reach airport.
Easy. So yeah, that's going to be a little stay.
Say what?
That's going to be your stay, like where you're staying.
Yes.
All right. You know, so I want to stay there one of them trip here too. And I've made it public before. I know me can reach out to Chief Curry and them. So what? It's just, I haven't done it. What?
The round trip was under $300. Now, we only stay for 3 days.
Oh my God. When I hear her, I just said that. I just talked about that just now. Me here say, a compound nice, you know, man.
Yes, that's my experience.
Nice and peaceful. All right. All right. Big up yourself.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that was Marie's message 411 TV, our fellow content creator sister. If you see her in the chat, hit her name and go over and hit that subscribe over there. So, yeah, man, we have to encourage the people them to go on my yard because foreign is not yours. So, me not know how much people you know see already 30 years in the US and they must ship you go back to your yard. Is one place. Somebody said yesterday in my comment section, what I'm saying? I know I'm a bit off topic. I'll get back there. Somebody said in the comment section yesterday about I'm never visiting Jamaica again because I can't get all that stuff in the US. All what stuff? Me go Jamaica regular. I'm in there foreign all the time. US all the time. All what stuff? What? Name me the thing. I started thinking about it, you know, I said, name me the thing where you think you can get Yasso. That you don't have to go to Jamaica for it. I want you all to do that for me right now. Comment section. Name me the something that you can get right here that you don't have to go to Jamaica for it. Come I have something for show you. Name it. What is the thing that you feel like, I'm not to go to Jamaica. I can't get that right, Yasso. What is it? Let me start off like this for you, right? Me used to eat canned ackee, tin ackee. You see, when I go to Jamaica, and I get my ackee them pick fresh, and me and Shakira sit down and clean up some of them, and me bag them up and we carry them back. Me no eat ackee foreign again. You can't give me no tin ackee. Me no want no tin ackee. So if a ackee I go talk about, leave that off on the list, please. All right, we can go on and on. What is it that you think you can get in foreign that is equally good to what is in Jamaica, so you don't have to go there? Let me see. It can't be the vibes. It cannot be the vibes. Jamaica, you don't even need people in a Jamaica. You walk out a road and pick up people. And I say this in a good way. I say, swear to God, I say this in a good way. Jamaica, you don't even need people around you, my friend. You go to Jamaica by yourself. You walk and pick up people. And I say, like, me can just go sit down right next to somebody. If me see a woman out the road I sell, like she sell her fruits and vegetables or she sell food or whatever, if me sit down right next to that woman there and start a conversation, me make a friend. If it's a brother where I chop sugar cane and sell fruits and vegetables on a stand, if me pull up right there, so I spend 15 minutes there, so me make a friend. You know? I can't think of anything. There's nothing I can think of. If you have to think about beach, hello. The water in a Jamaica never gets cold. The water in Jamaica never gets cold. So you can jump off. Hold on the caller. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Please call back though. You can jump off into the water in Jamaica at any given time, at any part of the year. We have beautiful beaches right here where I live. And the weather is warm right now, so I might do some beach vlogging this weekend. But we have to stay far from the water there until the weather gets warm. That's not Jamaica. I leave here when the weather cold here, and I go to Jamaica where it's supposed to be cold, and I jump right into the water. The water is warm. Where you all go, food not sell out here like that. Me I drive in Jamaica, and food just there everywhere, just so. Cook shop everywhere, just so. Real food. Real food. Show me where you get real food just everywhere here, just so. Cook shop. And when me do the maths, me just pay $5. And wait night. Piece of yellow yam, 2-finger banana. You know what I mean? I said some ackee and saltfish in the morning there with some callaloo and saltfish in my callaloo. And where you getting that here? Where you get that, so? I don't think there is nothing here that you can skip Jamaica for. You see, what I think the problem is that somehow they are foreign too long, and you are justify why you're there foreign so long, but you're starting to lose it. You need to go home, because when you go, you will realize how much you've been missing. When you land in Jamaica, I say there's a smell. First of all, anybody who did that can understand this. The smell alone. I don't know when you land, especially when you land like Kingston. I go through both airport. But when I land at Kingston, it's like, say, them a bun. I don't know if a grass or wood a burn or something that smell there always there. And then you get out and you start traverse the road now. And the first thing you see is some cold jelly and some sugar cane. And then you go down a little bit further and just listen, Jamaica. The person really made me think yesterday. I won't ever go to Jamaica again, because there's nothing there. Everything I want there, I can get here. I actually felt sorry for that person. Mel said, not one authentic thing. Not one authentic thing. But they are Jamaican people. You know, when I'm in the US, that's why I put on so much weight to when I'm here, because I'm not motivated to eat fruits and vegetables. Why? Because fruits and vegetables in the US, the skin them thick, them spray something on the skin, them a make like the apples have to be shiny and pretty and this, and the fruit, the oranges and this. Me no business about how the fruit look. Me want the fruit to be healthy. When we there in Jamaica now, I stop at one fruit standing up. I said, we eat a pineapple the other day, see? And first I went and I asked the youth, I said, how much fee? Him say, $250. 250 Jamaican dollar. Remember say 160 Jamaican dollar to $1. $250 for a bag of fruits. That's $1.25 to me, right? So I said, give me two of them there. Give me the two. I go to the car, open the two of them, me and the kids start eat them. By the time you see the first piece of pineapple, we put it in my mouth, me start act like never see come see. You want to hear me? With the pineapple, me I said, no man, blood fire, me a lot. You know when something either tart or too sweet or something, you have to rub around here, so you want to see me a rub around here, so me I said, and so me I go on extra, and me blood fire, me I feel look on the pineapple, so me I say if them put sugar on the pineapple or soak it in a syrup or something, me and the picnic them I run through it, pineapple, watermelon, and something else. Pineapple, watermelon, and something that slice up. We done them the 2 bag there in like 5 minutes. I have to go right back over there. I say, yo, give me 2 more of them there. We done the next 2 bag. I ask the kids them, I say, you want more? Them say, yes. So I go over there and I say, brother, just bust up the pineapple here for me. Not the pineapple. I say, peel me a pineapple and bust up the watermelon here for me. The joy of seeing a watermelon bust open and see so much black seed full up the inside of it, you see? That alone. Bust up in the watermelon, be a black seed in there. We say, yes. Yeah. And I saw we eat them. And I tell the kids them, say, they're like, Daddy, are we supposed to like spit out the seeds or take the seeds out? I said, no, eat the seeds. They're good for you too. So then just yam up the pineapple. When you have the pineapple, I'll done the pineapple. You know when you eat the red part and then you have the rind inside the white part, go down to the skin. Only the skin alone will not eat, my friend. When you have it all down till it's thin like paper. Just scrape it till it's thin like paper. Jamaica ain't nothing here. There's nothing here that I can skip and say, me I stay foreign because me get that yasso. Actually, the only thing is a paycheck. The amount of money when we make here, me probably can't make that in Jamaica, you know, if you take care of my family and stuff. But so the money chase with that one. But other than that, not even our vibes. Not even our vibes. When we sit on front veranda, I'm seeing one of my vlog them when I put up this weekend. We go around the back and I say Shakira, she find one June plum tree. And she raid the June plum tree. And peel the June plum them and put them in a one bowl and sprinkle like a salt pan them and she go sit down on veranda. I sit down out the veranda and watch road and I yam June plum. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. Nothing. I don't even sit down on veranda out there. Me in the house or me gone on the road. Go do something back in the house. Not even like sit down on veranda, call to your neighbor them. Nothing. Me there yard, my auntie them the next door. You know, my cousin them, anybody I pass, heal you up, same way you heal them up. Or them come knock grill and talk to you. And nothing. There's nothing. My son said the right banana tastes like Laffy Taffy candy. Kaitai Jai Empress. Yes, the fruits and even the vegetables, the tomato in Jamaica taste sweet. They don't look big and crazy like the big old slicing tomato them have up here, but them sweet. And you know Kai favorite food. And Milani too, but Kai mostly. Lettuce, tomato, and them something there. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, my brother. I'm there. What going?
I'm there. I mean, no, man, there's a lot of stuff you can get here that you don't have to go to Jamaica for.
Like what?
A lot of coconut.
That no good for you.
What?
Coconut.
Yeah. Coconut wash off your heart.
Yeah, I know the same, bro.
No, come on. Man.
No, man. I swear to God, it's not the same, brother.
So what about
you must not have been home in a long time.
So you're saying even the mangoes and so are different?
Different.
Raspberries,
completely different. Completely different. You know go home in a while, right? I can tell.
Listen to me, man.
Brother, me can't tell.
We pick these things off a tree all the while.
You pick them off a tree all the while. Where, bro? Here?
Yes.
I'm not saying they're not here. I'm saying the quality of what you're getting. My cousin that live in Canada, him don't even eat mango up here. Him only eat mango when, not even when him come over, he has to come visit. Him only eat mango when he goes to Jamaica. Them man, they are all agriculturalists. Them, listen, it's completely different, brother.
All right, well, I guess I'm the world then. But as we said, I'm enjoying all these fruits. You know, me pick mangoes, lemon, grapefruit, the pink one.
Nostalgic. It gives you a feel like you are back home and you're getting the things, but it's not the same. Even this, what the scientist brother that said the other day, that work on foods, when they were talking about Usain Bolt and them testing the yellow yam and stuff, he said when you're in America and you purchase the yellow yam from the food place and you go home and you cook that, him say you only get the taste. But all the nutrients leave the yellow yam within a certain amount of time. So yellow yam being grown in Jamaica and exported overseas, and people like me who say, boy, I feel for a piece of yellow yam this evening with some of the ackee when we bring back from Jamaica, me not get none of the nutrients them in the yellow yam as in when you're in Jamaica and that piece of yellow yam come from the field and go to your plate. It's a totally different something. Your body is going to react differently to those nutrients that came through that food. So by the time it reach you, you don't get none. You just get the taste of yellow yam. Say the fruits and vegetables and stuff you are talking about up here, they don't taste the same like in Jamaica. They don't.
Well, no. When we pull up and cut all that different type of, I'm enjoying the same. It's a grapefruit, lime, lemon, halos, all different type of.
Me understand that and nothing wrong with enjoying it, but it's not the same. You know what? I wish you could have go home right now. Just go home right now at this moment as we are talking. If you could have just leave and go and come back in like tomorrow morning and come talk to me. It's not the same. And when my wife is a person like this, a whole heap of money we have to pay every time we go because she pack up some big suitcase and everything. And we have the opportunity to put them side by side when we come back here and taste what's from here versus what's in Jamaica. And I'm telling you, so them taste completely different.
All right, then go try out here.
All right,
certain things me not go try. Me hear you heard that it talk about suck up the seeds them and spit them out. No, remember them say pineapple for your pum pum and they talk about your pineapple and stuff.
Yo. All right, sir.
All right, bye-bye.
Mothers. Yo. Yeah, it's not the same, man. I mean to talk bad boy America. I'm just saying it's two totally different tasting things, right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
I'm all right, you know. Now hang on in there.
Seeing.
Tell them to do a test run with the coconut up here and the coconut back home. The last time when we go back home with my family before all the situation, me do a test run. A shirt that me had print. And me have the jelly in the jelly tree in the yard. And me cut the jelly. And me literally make the jelly drain on the white t-shirt. Let me tell you, up to now, I can go and take a picture of that white t-shirt. The jelly stain is still there. In there. And me come over here and me cut a jelly and choke on it. And the stain gone. So ask him if him ever hear about seedless cultivation. Tell him to check all of those fruit that he's talking about over here, comparing to in the island or elsewhere. So when him all say, oh, a jackfruit, you will not pull up. All right, you're driving, right a flat bridge. You have about 3 stall or 4 stall coming up. You smell that jackfruit from 20 miles out.
Sweet smell, yeah.
The jackfruit over here,
especially when
you go in anyone in the Korean store, you don't smell them.
Yeah. Somebody just said that to me the other day, and somebody said, they said it on here on the live. Them say, how come when you walk in at the grocery store up here, you don't smell none of the fruits and vegetables, them none of them have watermelon in there, tomato in there, no smell.
Even reach here. They killed them.
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the citrus section, orange and tangerine and stuff. You don't smell nothing.
And then when you open it, look at how the seeds look.
Yep. Yep.
So, my brother, I'm not disrespecting you or anything, but it's not happening.
It's not the same.
Don't do it.
It's not the same.
Don't do it.
Yeah. My brother just don't know, man. Him just need to run a trip and do a check. He probably never thought about it before. Because I never thought about it before either. And then one day it just hit me as I was in Jamaica eating, and I said, it was a tomato. And I say, how the tomato smell so? The tomato have a high smell in Jamaica. You can smell the tomato. So I bite it. And the tomato tastes so sweet. And I say, I know, so the tomato them, I was telling Shakira, say, I know, so the tomato them taste upside, you know? And she said, yeah, me know. And then we taste the lettuce, and the lettuce you could eat by itself.
Yes.
Yeah, Jamaican lettuce, you can eat it by itself. The lettuce
exactly,
up here,
and it still has a sweet taste.
Taste to it, yes. So I mix it with my food. I don't need no salad dressing and all that. Over here, it's what? Say it again. Semi-bitter, right?
Semi-bitter.
Yes.
Yes.
Matter of fact, if you get to the core of it, you have to throw it away because it's bitter.
Exactly. Majority of the time, you know what I do? When I get to used to, but blend it up. I blend it up with juice, like anything at all for just for consuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
when I change it around after when you were talking about Kai and stuff, like about 2 years back when you realized he was in the vegetable and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I left a huge garden where I was illegally put out. Yeah.
Damn. You think they're gonna maintain the garden?
I was maintaining it until the flood. Up until the flood, them heavy rain that was falling late in last year. Yeah, we had flood out during that thing, because she even break down, and I had to left work and come and console her with my little boy. Yeah, I had to drive 2 hours come home to console her because she break down. I never seen her like that.
Over the garden.
Over the garden, yeah. And in the basement.
Because it was bearing real food.
Man, listen.
Whole food supply wipe out. Back to the store you go. Jaja.
But yeah, tell that gentleman, it's not the same. And all them seedless and stuff like that, they just break, they just messing with our money. That's all it is.
I agree.
All right,
my brother. Manners and respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch me. I can't explain it to you. You're gonna have to try it for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna have to go try it for yourself. One thing I got close this segment with is this. People laugh when I say it, but I swear on everything I love. I'm in Jamaica. And every time I eat food, my teeth start move by itself. This is my own observation of my own body consuming food and what happens when I consume this food. When me up here, the only food me eat are foreign, where I get that feeling. Somebody ring my doorbell. The only food me eat up here when me get that feeling is when me go do the same yam, pumpkin, and boil all a soup with like chicken foot. And when me done eat the chicken foot soup, me get that feeling there. Me not get no other food when me eat. But in Jamaica, everything I eat, as soon as me done eat so. And if me lay down for go sleep, stiff up. Just laying down. I'm not thinking about anything. I wasn't trying to do nothing. No, nothing. Stiff up. Just like that. Instantly. Like sometime before me even done eat the food, me can't feel it. And I said to the wife and say, yo, it'll do it again. That's what I said. It'll do it again. So, me don't know. That's my personal experience about the food. Jack can keep his fruit. Me good. No seed, I see that. Get that seed do to people. Tell Flo me, okay. Gerald said, see what guinea seed do to people. Me a country boy now, so we used to roast the guinea seed, bro. Yeah, we used to roast the guinea seed. And eat it. 26 different type of lettuce too. Trini Elbe said, me know them switch up. Tell me lady, no seedless, nothing in the house, cause it's not real. I'm afraid of the seedless something them. But, you know, sometimes I do eat them. I'm not even going to front. Because stuff like watermelons, me juice watermelon when me ready. And most of the watermelon them here don't have no seed in them. It's hard to find seeded watermelon. Some people could find seeded watermelons easily from where y'all are at. Me can't find seeded watermelon so easy until a certain time of the year. Believe it or not. And I'm in Florida. So, you know, different food, man. But back to what we have said before. Jamaica is a whole vibe. It's not just food. It's the whole vibe. The whole vibe. If I'm walking down the street in Jamaica, my spirit get lifted because I hear music loud. I see people are laugh and talk, and you know how we laugh and talk already, and you can turn up somewhere and take in somebody's business, hear somebody's business a little bit, and you know, it's like, yeah, listen to a soap opera, and then you go and buy your business down the road again. We used to roast jackfruit seed. Yeah, not guinea seed, jackfruit seed. Kaitaja Empress. Iman na name no seed. Here one. Let's move right along. So everybody save them in the boat and them must save them picnic at the spouse. All right, let's do this one then real quick. Spouse or parents? You're in the same boat. Your spouse or your parents? Which one are you saving? You're in the boat. You left the children at home. This is your spouse you've been with forever, when you're married, good, locked in, everything. Are you saving your spouse or your parents? Your parents up on the boat, you can only save your spouse or your parents. Which one you save? Come now, man, make that one here quick. Because we have like 2 more topics, and then we're out of here. Spouse, Kaitaja Empress, Kaitaja Empress, you've been with your spouse for a while. So I can see you saying spouse. Watch the newbies them fling with them spouse quickly. Mel says, whomever is leaving the most money and assets. Mel, it's a quick decision thing, You in that moment, you're going to think about money and assets. Crystal G says spouse. Casey said, me definitely save my parents. You say you save your parents because you're single. Karen Notice said, my mother. Patricia Thomas said, my mommy. You save your mother. I'll let them decide for themselves. Chris, yeah, I'll let them decide for themselves. Which one I'm going to want me to see? Work it out and let me know. We have 30 seconds. Somebody have to go dead. Who want to go first? The 2 of them are going to say, save them. Tuesday Jane says spouse. Marilyn Grant says spouse. Mel says the money. Whoever is leaving the most money behind, you might not want to save them. Because you're going to need, if you're a spouse and you have like $1 million life insurance policy, you're going to need the spouse for that. That sounds terrible. That sounds friggin' terrible. So, how you jump over mine? Missy Brown. Missy, me never see yours. Missy, how you jump over mine? How what you did say? Devin Gale says spouse. Donna Davis says spouse. Marilyn Grant says parents have lived a longer life. Mommy, yeah, man. She did too much, says Chris H. UK tuned in. Hashtag UK tuned in. Chris H says, he must save mummy because mummy did too much already. Figure save spouse over mummy. No such which one. May save my duck parents live there. Yeah, save your duck. Your spouse. Parents live their lives already. I don't know that one gonna be hard. I'm not gonna answer that one because my mom watch this sometimes. So me know my mother watch this sometimes, so me know my mother. I don't want to make a choice, and then my wife watch this sometimes too. So me I gonna keep my household happy for the weekend. Cause me know a woman petty already. Next thing me gonna say spouse and somebody have it over me. Next thing me gonna say mother and somebody have it over me. So me just gonna move on to the next subject for the morning. All right. The next subject for the morning. The next subject for the morning is this is a tragic story, y'all. Parents living their best life. Spouse haven't given me no trouble over 35 years. So spouse it is. My parents dead already. So I saw. Check out this story, right, out of Jamaica. This is a woman who lives in the US. Desiree Walker Campbell, mother of a 19-year-old youth named Avando Tamar Campbell. She finally got to Jamaica to lay her son to rest on Sunday. And then she was her son was 19 years old and he got killed in Jamaica. And she went to Jamaica to have his funeral. She finally got a chance to lay him to rest. And she was getting ready to fly back to the United States of America on Thursday afternoon. But fate had other plans. Want to see life? Tamar buried Sunday. She buried Sunday and she died this morning, which was Thursday. This is her sister talking. So she buried her son this Sunday and she was getting ready Thursday to leave Jamaica. And then her sister said, boy, me no know. Me have to wait because the doctor them say that them are going to call me back tomorrow, Friday, which is today. Said her sister, struggling to process her sibling's death. We are in shambles right now. We are lost for words. Lost in this. This is just so sudden and so heartbreaking. And just Sunday, we bury our son. The cause of death has not yet been confirmed, but according to our sister, Walker Campbell did not show any signs of anything being wrong with her. Just normal as ever. Fit and healthy, looking good and everything. She don't have no illness or nothing. She was supposed to go on a 1:30 flight back to Orlando, Florida. She added, she said, distressed and confused. Her foot them just start swell up, just so. That was the only thing. Walker Campbell said, as she described the devoted mother, whom for her calm and known for her calm and kind nature. She said her foot them just start swell up, just so. Family members and residents believe that the stress of losing her son weighed heavily on her. Avando, who is her son, her 19-year-old son, he was shot and killed last November. She just get to bury him. She was shot and killed last November during an alleged confrontation with the police along Gilchrist Street in Rockfort, East Kingston. According to police reports at the time, he was among a group of men who opened gunfire on law enforcement officers, leading to a shootout. However, residents in the area strongly refuted that claim, and they insist that he was unarmed and he was wrongfully killed. Following an investigation, several police officers were arrested in connection with his death. But while there was a measure of justice in that development, it is theorized that the toll of losing her son weighed too heavily on her. Me no know her that good. Is the son, me did know, somebody else said. And burying a child could never be easy. especially when a police kill him and them kill him for nothing. From November till now, you can imagine how she just want to put him to rest, and she finally get a chance to do it, and then she dead. The two of them never make it to foreign. Another community member said. Sad story. Now, I went and looked up who her son was, what he might have been involved in, because I wanted a backstory to the whole thing. Couldn't find nothing on him. Couldn't find nothing on his situation. All I'm going to say is life is short. Live. And live to the fullest. Nothing ever do her. According to everybody, she was fine. She was known for being soft-spoken. She was known for being jovial. She was known for being just an all-around good kind of person. And from one day to the next, her foot them swell up and she dead. Right after laying her son to rest. Another thing to talk about there is when you have to leave your children and go overseas. When you leave your children and go overseas, you see people, a lot of things happen. Barrel kids, we had this discussion before about barrel kids, about the kids them that parents have left them and go look work overseas and all these things. You know, you're overseas and live your best life and you tell yourself, say, you're doing it for your kids' best. I saw one mother, she was in Florida here for probably like 5-6 years. And when she left Jamaica, I think her child was about 5 or something like that. And now the little youth is, of course, pushing up close to teen years. And he kept telling her that he either wants to be where she's at or she's going to have to come back. And how am I going to harm himself and all these other things. She said she couldn't take it no more. So papers or no papers, she just fly back to Jamaica, you know. And she said she thought about it because if she had stayed here any longer, she would have been able to work out her paperwork situation, get herself situated. And some people are saying that's what she should have done. But she said she don't feel like that's what she should have done because every time she FaceTime her son, she a ball, him a ball, and something was just not right, not sitting right with our spirit. Like, some people can do it and be successful at it. It just wasn't meant for her to do. And I commend her for that. I commend her for that because it's a lot of people put their children on the back burner and tell themselves, say, you are doing it for the betterment of the child. And in all actuality, you know, the child actually really just need you there with them, kind of thing. It's hard to ask a child to hold out. Because picking don't know nothing about hold out. Children naturally come into the world needing nurturing from mom and dad, parents that brought them here. They are wired that way. So when those are missing from their early years, it can cause all kind of developmental issues, you know? And she said she keep on, every time she talk to her son, she bawl. Some uncontrollable bawling, and him a bawl the same way. And there was like something in her spirit telling her that she have to get there. Me want to say to she, you see, if you never do it, listen to your spirit, and the little boy they go do something like harm himself or get it somebody do him something, you probably would have dead quick like that woman here would just bury her son and dead few days after him too. You know? She could have had water retention gathered around her heart along with the broken heart syndrome, says RR123. That's true, RR123. My other half, as my parents have lived their life. You know, save your other half. I pray no one touched them, threatening to unalive are not normal. Yeah, no, I did it. It's a true life story. When I was growing up in Jamaica, right, we used to write letters to our parents. My mom migrated. My father migrated after. So I was there with my grandparents. And, you know, Miss Ruby used to love beat and them something there. But I never really just the beat. It was more like me wanting to be with my parents. Because although I love my granny, I want to be with my parents. Because kids want to be with their parents. I wrote a letter one time. I remember my mom came to Jamaica and she spent like a good 3, 4, 5 days and then she off again. And my mother always used to send barrel before she come. So, you know, we have all the trinkets, them and all them something, the new book bag and, you know, tape player where you put over your ears, Walkman, them call it them time there, and all the little trinkets and stuff, what new shoes and this and that and new clothes or whatever. And it still never filled the void. And every time my mom left, we would cry like we were going to die. So one of them times that when she left, I wrote a letter. And the letter said, if you don't come and get me, I'm going to give her a deadline and I'm going to give her a date. I said, if you don't come get me by this date, I'm going to kill myself. I actually said I'm going to hang myself in the letter. I seal up the letter there now in an envelope. You know, lick the envelope and seal it up. I'm going to give my grandmother, because we used to give our grandmother our letters and she would mail them, right? She worked at post office. I never think nothing about it. A couple of days later, I see my grandmother cry. And I say, what happened, Grandma? I look a tiny picnic, you know. I said, what happened, Grandma? And she said, the letter where you write to your mother, it break my heart. When she said the letter where you write to your mother, it break my heart, the first thing I said to myself is, this woman opened my Ross letter and read it. So now I realize as a little picnic, my letter wasn't getting the effect that it needed. I needed my mom to see this and be crying. I needed my mom to act like it's an emergency. I have to go get my picnic because I have till this time to get him else tomorrow kill himself. You know? But my granny read it instead. So I was so mad because I said to myself, so that means that all the other letters them when I send out then, she probably read them first. And all those other letters were, Mommy, I miss you. Can't wait to see you again. When are you coming for me? Them kind of sitting there, you know, never know, say, me letter them I get read. But my grandmother said she glad she intercept the letter there. Because could you imagine what it would have done to your mom who is overseas? Now, years later, as I'm way older, I got to understand the dynamics of how my mom was overseas. And she did it. She a bata through life. I try to find a way to set up things and, you know what I said, make sure she herself, her and my dad divorce overseas. I don't know what it is about us. Like, messy couples stay together for years and years and work out them things just fine as long as them stay in the Caribbean. The minute them reach a foreign divorce, my parents was a product of that, right? So me never know such because they're trying to hold all this from us, right? So me never know such a day I go through divorce and then she a bata yes so this so and I try to make things work and all these other things. And so to imagine now if she had gotten that on top of everything else that she'd have got through already. My grandmother said you would have killed your mother. You would have killed your mother. I say that to say, when you leave them kids, don't think the kids them all right, no matter who you left them with. Don't think them all right, because they're not. They are not all right. Children are wired, physiologically wired, made, created to be with mother and father. It's an innate thing from creation. So when that is stripped of a child from early days, problems. no child who got left just functions normally. None. Even when them come back and get you, your brain is wired different after that. This is not my saying this only, you know. This is scientific studies have been done over an extensive period of time that has proven that about barrel children. There's a series to be read about barrel children. I think the author of it called in here one morning and explained to us like the psychological effects of children who are barrel children. So it cuts way much deeper than just him mother come get him, so I'm all right now. Ain't all right now. If them come get you, ain't all right now. You know, the damage is done. The damage is done. And I don't say this to make any parents who having to do what they have to do feel guilty or nothing. But may I talk from a real place. See? I mean, my condolences goes out to this family, man. I don't know the family dynamics of this young man. Was he in America before and left? Or his mother raised him like that where she stayed in the US and he stayed in Jamaica or what? But, you know, I think that's what also helped break down our family structure, says Christine Simpson. Yeah, it is. It is. The children are never the same. Psychologically, never the same. Your level of distrust for your parents. I remember, I know, good them I tried to do for you, you know, but there's a part of you that is innately wired to say, I'll give you an example like this. When it's time to give my kids their vaccinations, right? Wifey would tell me, say, Kai's going to get vaccinated today. He must get 2 injections today, or Melania have to get 2 injections today. So I make sure that I go. Now, when I hold, I'm very, very in tune with my kids. When I have to hold my child, when you hear another person, remember, you know, your picnic them don't care about title, you know. Them don't care, oh, this is a doctor, that's a nurse, this is a aide. This is them no business about none of that, especially them age there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when a person is telling you, hold him like this, okay, now turn him that way. My child is looking at me the whole time like, you're doing to me what somebody else is instructing you to do to me. I saw me picking looking up like, yeah, do to me what somebody else I instruct you to do to me. And then me hear, don't worry, it's going to be quick. And then me see the Ross and Eagle and the picnic get joke. And my child is like, ah! But they look in my face like, you held me here like this, so this person can hurt me like this. I feel like, yeah, Christine Simpson, I feel like, damn, you can't, like, if I wasn't there, it would have been like, you were never there for nothing. You my dad. Where were you when I was getting my vaccinations? Where were you when, you know, I miss out on important things. And then you're there and you get turned into the person who have to hold them down so somebody can hurt them. And before the age comes where they actually understand that hurt was actually something beneficial to them, they will have to first process that you held them down so somebody could hurt them. And then hear the person there instruct you what to do with them. So it tells them, it sows a seed in their mind, you know. That seed says, your parents not loyal to you. Somebody else could tell them to hurt you or help them to hurt you, and they would do it. It's deep. I don't know. But that's how I feel about it. You know what I say? That's a hard one, Flo. Hold on there. My reason for the book I am writing, Migrating Mothers and the Children Left Behind. Country Girl. Migrating Mothers and the Children Left Behind. I think that's what also breaks down our family structure, says Christina. Country Girl says, this is my reason for the book that I am writing. And it's called Migrating Mothers and the Children Left Behind. That would be an interesting read, Country Girl. When that book is done, please let us know about it. Missy Brom says, that's a hard one, Flo. That's like TG, principal and wife heading home after Christmas 2024, and they both died, and their children will never be the same again. Yeah, they lost both parents on one in the same. They were there. They saw what happened to them. Shakira must leave you home for those occasions, Crystal G says. You think so? Because if I'm not there, my kids could say, you know, where were you to protect me? I think it's best for me to be there and I can explain to them, right? Because I have control over the situation. You know, I fill up a room when I'm in a room. So not for nothing, but the doctors, when I first met my son and daughter, when Malani them doctor, we're cool now. You know, we dap it up every time now and sit down and talk about the kids them and stuff. But when I first met him, I wouldn't sit down. So in our little office, you know, after we go through the big part and you go around to the waiting room, the little waiting room, I fill up the whole little waiting room. So I'm standing there. I'm used to stand up in there like this. Arms folded across my chest like this, and I'm not smiling or nothing. And I needed this man to understand that if you look at these two kids and you try to do any funny experimental nothing, I'm breaking your neck in here if I ever find out, right? So I need him to understand, said they have a dad. And when it comes to them, he will lose it all for real. So this is one that you have to be careful with and take care of. It's the same way how I don't let their mom show up to their school. I show up to the school because I need to make them understand something. We burn down this Ross, you know, them have somebody, them have a father. They're not fatherless children. It's not a female energy that's going to come over here, oh my God, and soft and something. I'll choke the principal and punch him in his face. Like, y'all better fix this shit up quickly. So I need to be there. And I feel like I need to be there. So I used to stand up in our doctor office like this. And one day he said to me, he said, have a seat. I said, nah, I don't want to have a seat. He said, you can have a seat. It's okay. Your stature is very intimidating. And I laugh. He said, your stature is very intimidating. So I laughed and I sat down. Because I never want him to be intimidated, but I did want him to be intimidated. So hear him say it. I didn't actually want him to be intimidated. I more wanted him to be aware of my presence and be aware that don't just willy-nilly these two kids right here, right? You handle them with the utmost caution like you handling your own. So once we get that established and he was like, your stature is pretty intimidating, I was like, okay, so now every time I go there, as soon as I'm reaching them, I sit down. And it's all good now. So I don't know. I feel like I need to be there. And plus, I wouldn't want her going through that all by herself. It hurts her to have to see her kids get joke and ball out like that on all these things. That is one way for looking at it. You have to try to explain to them what has happened and pray that they understand. Lulu Ridges. Yeah. So I could say I was there and I would never let anybody hurt you. And this is something that we all had to do. This is how I explained it to them. I said, Daddy had to do the same thing too. And I had to do a lot of them, you know, and I'm here. I'm not going to let anybody hurt you. So I think it's better for me to be there. Seems to be your insecurities. These are things that are necessary. Yeah. Well, Crystal G, I don't know about insecurities. That's not the word I would use. Seems to be my fears. My fear of someone hurting my child. Because contrary to popular belief, it is widely known that Black children are treated pretty differently in the medical field than Caucasian kids and other children are. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody bend up no needle in a picnic hand because they think that Black kids could endure pain more, like how Black people is supposed to be tougher. And so they dispense less medication for pain to Black people in clinical settings than they do to Caucasian people. It goes way deeper than that. It's not about insecurities. It's about my need to protect my children. That. Karen Notice says, when my mom came here and left us and they treated my love myself badly, except for my grandfather. He was the sweetest person alive. Grace Tennant says, it's a hard decision for parents to leave their children. Children feel it and parents feel it. Children feel it and parents feel it. Parents are adults. Parents can process that feeling. Children, they're still being wired. They can't process that feeling like how an adult can. So it's the same reason why you see some people selfishly break up their relationship and end it over frivolous stuff and just, I'm tired of this, I'm divorcing, right? And now you have these kids who are caught in the middle who will have to go live over here and then go see the next parent these couple of days and come back over here, and everything is going to be split now and their whole life now is completely different. You're an adult. More than likely, that wasn't even your first breakup. You done broke up before. You done had multiple partners before. You know what that feel like to hurt from a breakup and bounce back or get tired and walk away and whatever. Your child don't know how to process any of that. Right. So children feel it, parents feel it, but parents are adults. And adults process at an adult level. Children have no means of how to process that. So it just do what it does to them. That's why those who can afford it, when they are going through divorce and stuff, they normally have counseling for the children. So the children can navigate the process as well. Yeah. Be there and help take the brunt. This is what single mothers don't have. Single mothers don't have a man there beside them to say, hold the child and that kind of stuff. I used to see them at the barbershop, single moms at the barbershop. I could do stories about single moms at the barbershop. I won't do them this morning though. But you could see where a man is needed. My children doctor was so reassuring. She was able to convince them without my input on the day. And I pep talk them before they get there. Yeah. So are ours. We do the same thing and they do the same thing, but it doesn't lessen the needle striking the skin and the pain that is felt at that moment. It's still that same, they get hurt. That's a hurt. They got hurt. They got hurt in your presence. So no matter how nice an adult talk to a child, you can talk to the child nice all day. If hurt comes behind that nice talking, just know that that child don't like you like that no more. And that child will always look at you with some level of apprehensiveness. No child is happy to go to the doctor. You don't notice that? Any doctor will vaccinate a child. The child ain't never happy to go back there. That's because that little pep talk or whatever you did, it didn't work. The child realized they're caught in a situation where it has to be done. So the child accommodate. Either that or we're not going to hold them down and do it anyway. So they do. But you never hear that child say, how is Dr. Ray Ray doing? I want to go see Dr. Ray Ray again. Because all that nice talk is good until the needle hit the skin and the child feel that pain. When that pain resonates to the brain along with that voice saying all that nice stuff, they already know, I don't really trust you like that. That's how I see it. Anyhow, our last story for the morning, which, let me see if we even have a last story for the morning. So the slain teenager, that right there, that right there, that right there. That is it. That brings us to the end of the morning. I was trying to finish at 10 a.m. For the people who tuned in late, my apologies. I started since 7. So we're going to end it right here. It's Friday. I have a whole list of things to do. And, I'll probably see you on the weekend. Just stay tuned. Again, for those of you who are not getting notified, I got my algorithms from YouTube, and the algorithm shows that only 20-something% of the people who are members of the channel are properly notified. Only 20-something and only 30-something% are properly notified of subscribers. So when you hit the subscribe button, and this is why you're not getting notified, when you hit the subscribe button, that's not enough. You have to hover over that subscribe button. It's going to give a drop down. The drop down is going to say send me all, send me some, or send me notifications only every now and then. You want to hit the one that says send me all, and then you'll get your notifications. Most of you are notified to be sent every now and then. Because if you don't hit one, that's what it does. It notifies you every now and then. All right? So if you want to be properly notified, go check that out, fix it, so that when we go live randomly, like on the weekend, pull up with a live, you get notified right away. Have a wonderful weekend. SouFLoTV, I hit the notify all and still got no notification. Stacey Ann said. Prellis123 saying the same thing. Well, I don't know what to tell you, because that's what the algorithm says to me. The algorithm report says only a small number of my subscribers are properly notified. So it's the weekend. Go out, have some fun, enjoy yourself, but be good. Like Miss Ruby said, be good. If you can't be good, though, be careful. I know some of you grown people out here still doing stupid stuff. You don't want front page news this weekend. Be careful, all right? And like my I'm not going to take no calling, I'm done. And like my grandfather said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life. I was supposed to finish at 10. It's 10:18. I got to go. I appreciate you greatly. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Walk good. Go with God. I'm out. Peace.